Good evening, friends. It's match night, 46 of 46. The end has come and we are going out with a bang bang. Coming in for the last time on this rotation to the east wing of the One Play eSports spectrum. We are good to go, Nitin, with an absolute cracker. The man to my right to guide you through the action over the course of the next 2 hours plus. He is the Professor of Pro Club. The first admiral of FIFA. What he doesn't know about gaming is not worth knowing. He's the godfather of gaming, the notorious Nitin Nambiar. And buddy, I can see it in your eyes. You're looking forward to tonight. Not just our third place playoff between Indonesia and Thailand, but the main event starting around about 11 p.m. as Malaysia take on Singapore in the prize to take them all, the $1,000 jackpot.
Yeah, definitely excited. You know, we've waited so long for the conclusion of this tournament. It's going to be a spectacular night. We've got Thailand against Indonesia first, followed by Singapore versus Malaysia, the Causeway Clash, and I couldn't envisage it being any different. Very excited for today.
And this, of course, coming just 24 hours after we crowned our first ever One Play Pro Club Challenge champions. That title went to the amigos of Malaysia. So Singapore are out for revenge, and player manager Rybox is on course what will be an extraordinary double, being the player manager of both the Amigos and the Malaysian national team. Let's remind you of what we're all about here. There are the results from last night. Tiki Taka losing in golden goal extra time. Afi Fuero getting the winner. He'll line up for Malaysia tonight as they take on Singapore. Singapore getting silver and bronze, but not the prizes they wanted. Congratulations to Rybox. Nitin's pick as player of the tournament and the goalkeeper of the tournament, that went to Vietnam, and Brotherhood VN's traitor kid. Brotherhood VN, of course, beat in that third place playoff by La Rojak. But that's club football. Now it's where the big boys play. It's time for international action. Here is where we are at in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. After 14 games, we've said goodbye to 4 of the nations. Indonesia and Thailand will play off a third very shortly, and then around about 11 p.m. Singapore time, GMT +8, it's Singapore against Malaysia. And both these games, like all previous 46, are all live and exclusive on One Play Sports. If you are just joining us, because I know this has got a lot of press attention and people are finding out about this Causeway Clash tonight, let's run you through what happened in Groups A and B, because the format for the One Play Sports C Nations Cup mirrored, really, the AFF Suzuki Cup. Here are the group standings after the group stage. Malaysia in a topsy-turvy group, the group of death. Nitin called it, and he was spot on. Going into the final round of matches, all 4 teams had the chance to qualify. It was Malaysia and Thailand that won through. And then in Group B, well, Singapore, I gave them plenty of stick, and I still don't think they've got what it takes to win tonight, but they managed to top Group B, undefeated as well, it should be said. And Indonesia getting through in second, with Myanmar just missing out, and the Philippines will certainly learn from the experience, Nitin. But it was very competitive, the group stages, as were the semi-finals, and I get the feeling there's plenty of excitement to come tonight when you look at that breakdown.
Yeah, plenty of excitement to come. But, you know, let's not forget about the teams that participated and got knocked out. You know, Brunei, Philippines, Myanmar, and what's the other one?
Vietnam.
Yes. All these 4 teams have, you know, entered the competition and proven themselves to be quality sides, and we're definitely looking forward to their improvement over the coming months and years, and hopefully we'll see them again in a C Nations Cup too.
We're very proud here at One Play Sports to have helped fill the void left by the lack of live sport during the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, and it was wonderful of our board of directors to put up what is essentially a $5,000 prize fund to cover both competitions. Tonight alone we'll give away $2,500 US, and that would not have been possible without the assistance of our management team. There you see $1,000 to the winners of our grand final, $750 to the runners-up, $500, a monkey they call that in the UK, to the third place team. The fourth place team tonight, the loser of our first game, will get BFH, which stands for, Nitin?
BFH?
BFH, bus fare home.
Oh boy.
And golden boot, $125 US. Shamir Azik of Singapore leading the way there. And I can tell you already, the one prize we can award now is Zihar, the Indonesian goalkeeper. He's already bagged the record for the most clean sheets in the competition. He's got $125 US winging
what a man, what a man
to him. So all that prize money, as I said, would not have been possible without the support of our senior management team. And we heard from him last night, but let's remind ourselves of the good wishes sent by our CEO and founder, Mr. Mohit Lalvani.
Thank you for that, Patrick, and what an incredible 10 weeks it's been. 2 Causeway Clashes of incredible stature. We must also recall Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, not to mention Brunei, Philippines, and Myanmar. It's a pleasure for me to present this check to the winners. And for those of you at home, stay safe during this time. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mohit. Wonderful that you've been so supportive of this brand new venture for OnePlay Sports, which is OnePlay Esports essentially. And you can also like the OnePlay Esports page. And there's some great new, I don't know what you're doing there. Hold on a second. OnePlay Esports competitions coming your way. We'll be telling you a bit about that later on in the show. Now listen, if you're wondering what the Notorious is doing walking around with a tray of eggs, I made the bold claim in the group stages that Singapore, I don't think they've got what it takes to win this competition. I said if they would win it, I'd end up with an egg on my face. And I actually forgot to bring the eggs in, but Nitin conveniently remembered if Singapore go on to lift the title tonight, I will crack eggs over my own head, ruin this beautiful designer suit, and get eggs, quite literally, on my face. That's to come a little later on. Let's run you through the games we've got in store for you tonight, our third and fourth place playoff and the grand final. We all want to get stuck into the Causeway Clash. Malaysia and Singapore meet at around about 11 p.m. Singapore time. And before that, we've got the third place playoff. Two teams fighting it out for the $500 prize. And don't forget, Wow Yang Ping of Thailand is only 3 behind Shamir in the race for the Golden Boot. That game is starting very shortly. As always, Nitin, we've been absolutely touched. We've been blessed. One of the big pleasures of these last 10 weeks has been interacting with you, One players and pro clubbers all over the world. To that end, keep liking, sharing, following and commenting on the live action. LSFC is what it's all about. And already, Nitin, the page is buzzing. Shout out to Minakshi Popil is with us. We've also got our boys at the Rock of Ultras Pro Esports. Our COO is on board, Anthony Taraj. Shout out, Anthony. We've got Dro Edrius, dear old Hisham Nadia, who'll be lining up for Singapore later on. He's on board. We've got Malaysian flags flying. Jep is with us, also as are cheering on Singapore and Hilmi as well. Keep them coming, guys. We'll get as many shout-outs out the way as we can. Without any further ado, Nitin, I think it's time to get stuck into tonight's first match, don't you?
Yes, it's about time.
It is the third and fourth place playoff, a match worth $500 to the winner. We will start at the Gelora as Indonesia take on Thailand before we switch back to the Rajaman Gala. Now, something very important to point out, and this actually came about as a result of what happened yesterday in the third and fourth place playoff. And I tell you as it is, folks, I'm not one of these broadcasters that tries to soft soap thing. The game between Brotherhood Vienna and La Rojak was dreadful. And if you were with us, you'd have seen it went to extra time, then more extra time. And I said, enough! I don't mind the grand finals being played out properly, but I'm not sitting through that kind of dross again.
Agreed.
No disrespect, Brotherhood Vienna and La Rojak, and congratulations to La Rojak for taking the cash prize for third. So in our third place playoff tonight, and the teams have been notified by our brilliant tournament director, Yusuf from VPG, Virtual Pro Gaming, our official FIFA partners. They have been told now the only scenario that will see the game go to extra time is 2 0-0 draws. If it's tied after the away goes rule at the end of the 2 legs, it'll be the team that scored the first goal of the night that takes the prize. And I think that's a nice innovation, Nitin. Yusuf and yourself came up with it. And of course, that means we should get attacking football from the off.
Yes, and that's what we want to see. You know, the third and fourth placing match, although there's money on the line, it's more for entertainment purposes. We want, the people who've contributed to the tournament to, to have an extra game, and we want that game to be exciting. So I think introducing this new rule definitely will incentivize attacking play, and that's what we want to see.
Shout out to Shazwan is with us. We've also Ayman Roshizam, our dear friend from Malaysia. Ayman will be joining us in the build-up to Singapore and Malaysia a little later on. But let's get to the action now and run you through the team lineups for tonight's 2 big 90-minute matches to decide who takes third place, Nitin. And we've got goal scorers aplenty on display. I don't think we'll be getting 2 0-0 draws here with the likes of Mama Ting and Wu Yang Ping on display.
Yep, agreed. A lot of attacking threats for both sides. We'll start with Indonesia. As usual, they're playing a 3-5-2. In goal, they have Jan Luigi Buffon. Ziha is our clean sheet king. 5 clean sheets. He's going to take home a cash prize for that. The 3 centre-backs are Last Wizard, Jacobson and Ngo. Again, just so you know, Irun Randy was replaced.
Yeah, there's been a couple of late changes.
Yeah,
Victor.
man.
One has just come in from Thailand as well. Just a quick note that Nuk Ho is replaced by Apollo. So we do worry sometimes about connection issues with Indonesia and Thailand, but we hope it goes smoothly because this has got the ability to be a fascinating game with Indonesia, as we saw from Zihars winning the Golden Gloves already, set up defensively, and Thailand only really know one way of playing.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we have two late changes. Again, just back to the formations. Serendipity and Toilet are playing in CDM for Indonesia. Right winger is Fabian Frezi. Central attacking midfielder AQL. Arvnos is on the left. And two strikers up front, Mamating and Jeffrin, always pose a goal threat. So Indonesia looking nice and solid. Again, it's not an unfamiliar lineup that we're seeing. With regards to Thailand, they are playing a 4-2-3-1 today. Lucky Boy in goal. Again, a late change. Nuk Ho has been replaced by Apollo as left back. Top B, Nunuija formed the centre-back partnership. Riskits is on the right. Taudori and Login 2K, both from Cat Nino, are playing centre-mid. Nachanon on the left. D1 central attacking midfielder. Kung Fluk on the right. And of course, up front, there's no need for any introductions. The man has 6 goals in the C Nations Cups. And he's still vying for top scorer. So Mr. Wow.
And he's got 12 goals over the season because even though Cat Nino got back so early, he picked up 6, would you believe, in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. Fantastic. I think the key to this game for me, Nitin, is the link-up play between De Warnes and Wu Yang Ping. If they are on song tonight, Thailand win this for me.
Agreed. I do believe on paper, Thailand have the stronger team, but Indonesia have shown that they have a good, defensive stability. And if they manage to keep clean sheets over the 2 leg, I fancy them nicking a goal here or there.
Okay, the action is almost upon us. It just remains for me to ask you, wherever you're watching around the world, north, south, east or west, Asia, Europe, the Americas, Antarctica, please be upstanding to respect the 2 national anthems of our first competing teams tonight. We first cross live to Jakarta, Indonesia, where Fakil will sing Indonesia Raya.
Indonesia tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi panggul ibuku. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita berseru, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Jiwanya, bauran badannya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Fado. That was brilliant. Indonesia Raya trying to spur the Indonesians on, but we've got a real treat now for 10 Plat Chai Sawadee Cup to our friends in Thailand. A wonderful youngster singing the Thai national anthem. Please remain upstanding for Nijai.
รวมเลือดเนื้อชาติไทยเป็นประชารัฐเลือดไทยของไทยทุกส่วนอยู่ดำรงคงไว้ได้ทั้งมวลอยู่บนน้อยไม้รักสมัครขีดไทยนี่รักสงบแต่ทุกรบไม่คลาดเอกราชจะไม่ให้ใครคนขีดสละเอาเลือดทุกอยากเป็นชาตินี้ทั้งประเทศประไทยทวีมีชัยชโย
Oh,
my
that was
God.
absolutely sensational.
so
It's nearly brought me to tears. Nijai, our Cop and Cup, thank you very much for helping us out tonight, and well done to Fadl as well. So the anthems have been sung. The pageantry is over. It's now time to get down to business at the Galora. Prediction, Nitin Nambiar.
For the first game or in general?
general. Give me
in
on
general, I'm going Thailand 3-1 on aggregate.
3-1 to Thailand in aggregate. I'm just checking in with Tournament Director Yusuf, as I always do around about this time. Are we ready to go pitch side, Yusuf? We are ready to go to the Gelora, I'm told. Enjoy the action. Remember, Malaysia and Singapore still to come. That in the grand final, the $1,000 game. Now we cross live to the Gelora in Indonesia as Indonesia and Thailand battle it out for that third place West worth $500. We'll get to see Zee who's already won the Golden Gloves in action. And Wow Yang Ping. He needs to score a hatfill to have a chance of overtaking Shamir. He's currently got 6, Shamir 9. In the race for the Golden Boot. Oh, would you believe it? It's a disconnection. It's not the end of the world. We'll get there eventually. Let's get to the Facebook comment section. Lots of you having your say.
Yes,
Now's
guys.
a perfect time for you to make your comments. Tell us what you think's going to happen tonight, and plant your country's flag as well, so we know where everyone's watching from. I know where Fazil's watching from. He says, "Go Indonesia." We've got Amarul Ashraf is with us, also cheering on Indonesia. Shout out to our friends in Myanmar. They played a great part in this competition. Open my eyes, and a big shout out. Hope you're well. Dr. Arkar, the manager of Myanmar, who did such a good job.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fizwan is with us, and we've also got loads of people from Singapore on board, and Ultras Pro Esports, which is the pseudonym of the man we know as The Rock.
Boys.
He's singing a song that you know very well about Shamir Razik, and I'll let you sing it now because it goes, "He's one of our own, fill in the blanks."
He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Shamir Razik. He's one of our own.
Farmy says, "I'll give you Wu Yang Ping back to Thailand." Now, all the banter's coming here big time. Now, listen, I don't see that. I think I'm all right here because nobody seems to be hashtagging Egghorn, so I don't think I'm going to have to follow
Come on, guys.
through.
We've got a hashtag Egghorn.
No.
We've got to get him. You know, he's got to notice that you guys notice.
I
So
don't
drop
think
it in
so.
the comment section.
But listen,
Hashtag
again,
Egghorn.
while we wait, here we go. Looks like we're going to be able to cross to the Gelora. I was going to give an explanation once more why Singapore can't win tonight. I will do that again a little later on. The cameras are off. Nitin, talk us through what's happening here. Please say not another disconnection.
It looks like it, though.
Oh, that's such a
Unfortunately. No, it
shame.
looks good. Yeah, I think it might be because it hasn't gone back to the main page.
Yeah, we like to see that
might
training.
still be going
we like to
nicely.
see that training set up. It's an issue. Oh, we have got the training set up. So fingers crossed, we are good to go at the Gelora for this third place playoff. They'll play 2 legs. Remember, the first goal's so important because if it's tied after away goals, there'll be no extra time. It'll be the team that scored first. Let's cross over live to the Gelora then for our first match of the night. It's Indonesia against Thailand for $500. Indonesia in the red playing from left to right. Thailand in the blue playing from right to left. Here's Toiled. Seem to have the underlying tones of Martin Tyler there. I'm sure we'll get that fixed for the second game. Great work from Kong Fluke. There's login 2KTH, the 14-year-old player manager of Thailand. And Thailand are going through the gears early here, Nitin. They look very, very impressive, although KLA manages to get the ball back from Indonesia. And this has been the highlight of Indonesia's tournament, really. They've been able to absorb plenty of pressure. They've not been on the receiving end of too many heavy defeats. They've only conceded more than 2 goals once in a game. In fact, they've never conceded more than 2 goals in a match in this competition, so they have managed to keep games tight. I wonder if tonight will be different.
Yeah, which is exactly why Zias is leaving the competition with a prize. His defense has protected him very well. And we know the Indonesians are strong at the back. They're not as strong in the front, but you know, if you give them opportunities, they will definitely score.
Nice touch from Mama Ting, but top boy is over for Thailand to clear, and that's a very intelligent back pass to Lucky Boy. Another very decent keeper, Lucky Boy of Cat Nino, who was somewhat shocked departures in the early stages of the One Play Pro Club Challenge. Here's Jeffrey, and he's been a man that's been amongst the goals. Got both the Indonesian goals in that 2-2 draw against Malaysia that saw them dumped out in the semi-finals only by the away goals rule. Here's AOL. Here's Frenzy. This is a nice movement. Frenzy gathers, regathers, and we're going to have a restart here. This is a disaster.
No, I think he's gonna take out the commentary.
Oh, thank you very much. That's good of them. I'd rather actually keep the game going, but we are going to try and get the commentary
I want to
going.
ask you something, Patrick. So, you know, we've changed the rules for the 3rd and 4th placing.
Yeah.
Does that apply to the final as
It
well?
does not. The final will go to extra time if required. It's just really to speed along the show, if you like. We're all about entertainment here at One
That
Play
makes
Sports.
sense.
Connecting communities, creating heroes. The quarter comes in and the commentary's gone. Good work from the host team, Indonesia. Who've done a wonderful job throughout this tournament. Serendipity. Nice ball through, but log in 2KTH. What a 14-year-old he is, the player manager of Thailand. Still getting over Nijai's sensational rendition of Plenchat Thai.
Yeah, fantastic. Login 2K. He's a 14-year-old boy. We know the Thai national team like to use the youth, and it's fantastic to see that the esports is is a big supporter of youth as well.
That was a lovely ball from Kongfluk Nachinon. I think he's won the corner there. He has. So Nachinon with the corner. Only 2 Thai shirts in the area. Plenty of red shirts back. And they're looking for the blue shirt on the edge that they don't get, but De Warnes does get it to Kongfluk. De Warnes and Wu Yangping, along with Kongfluk, the keys to the Thai attacking prowess. I don't think we've seen Wu Yangping touch the ball yet, Nitin. That's a surprise.
Yeah, no, that's not a surprise actually. Wu Yangping is the type of striker that demands.
Oh, Indonesia in! Big chance,
Mamating, no.
How's he missed that? I think it was saved. It's certainly out for a corner. If that was the save, it was one of the saves of the tournament from Lucky Boy.
It was a fantastic save from Lucky Boy. I thought he was going to score there, but somehow the keeper managed to pull it off.
Oh, keeper's way out of his area there. He's lucky that breaks to De Warnes. And De Warnes will now try and regather Thailand, who survived the early scare. Remember, we told you already, the first goal, oh so important, because once you score the first goal, you are well and truly in the driving seat, particularly if it's an away goal from Thailand. And they're trying to get it through to Wu Yangping there, but Kongfluk's ball is intercepted brilliantly. Nice work by Nagsabai at the back for Indonesia. This game looks quite even early on, Nitin.
Yeah, agreed. And I think our change of rules is also, stimulating the teams to attack a bit more, which is great to see. Perhaps we should make it a full-time thing.
Yeah, I like the idea of the grand final still being drawn out if necessary. It's for $1,000 after all. This is a nice run from RZS, and there's no nonsense defending there from Claw, who smashes it out. Here comes RZS. Login 2KTH, looks up for an option, finds De Warnes. De Warnes loses out, and Jeffrin can bring it away. And Indonesia, this is their trademark, trying to soak up pressure and break quick on a counter-attack. They're looking to thread it through to Mamating again. Remember, you can't win a thing unless you stop Big Mamating. And they very nearly didn't stop him moments ago, but it was a great save from Lucky Boy.
But they did stop him. So,
I said they very nearly didn't stop him.
But they did, so it's not a very nearly didn't. They did.
They very nearly didn't stop him.
Yeah, but they did stop him.
But they very nearly didn't.
Okay, you used to be Nova, I think.
Here's Bai. Who was he before? Out that goes, and that's slick pressure from Thailand that's forced a mistake from Indonesia. We're past the halfway mark in this first half, and we await the opening goals. Here's Jeffrin. Oh, lovely work again by Login 2KTH. Beautiful work from the Thai player manager. De Warnes gets it to Kongfluk. Wu Yangping waits in the middle, but the Claw does the business again. But Login 2KTH picks up the pieces. Lovely square ball finds De Warnes. De Warnes over the top, looking for Wu Yangping, who gets it back, and Fabian Frenzy is able to clear.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, in that attacking phase that the Thais just had, the Indonesians had 9 players basically in their box or around the edge of their box. So it just tells you the type of game they play. And, it's fine because they are a very hardworking team. They do the defensive work, but they all also try to rush up as soon as they can to support the attack.
Sensible play here from Thailand. They're not trying to rush it out from the back, picking their passes, not giving Indonesia a chance to launch anything. And after a frenetic start, both teams just easing off a little bit. Although, have I said that, Kongfluk is through, but what a covering challenge from Ungok Bay there. Does really well to get back and get it to the Claw. And now here's AOL. AOL looking for options. Lovely skills. Tries to play it down the left-hand side, and a peach of the ball finds a Claw. And his ball not as good, and Vibram manages to belt it away, and Thailand can break again. And that's a lovely flick on. Toll was alive to it.
Yeah, it's been a very entertaining game so far. I would say it's been pretty even. Best chance has to be from Indonesia, Mamating with that miss.
It's the only real clear-cut chance. And they might get another one here. You can't win a thing unless you stop Big Bad Mamating. Indonesia 1, Thailand 0, and Mamating's they're up to 5 goals in the tournament, Nitin, and he's made the second chance count. No chance, Lucky Boy.
Yeah, it was a fantastic touch to take it away from the defender. He set himself up with an opportunity to shoot, and boy, did he shoot so well. Found the roof of the net. No chance for Lucky Boy in goal. Indonesia deservedly 1-0 in front at this point.
RZS. Well, Thailand now, of course, under massive pressure with that rule modification today that the first goal is even more important. I suppose the plus for them is at least it wasn't conceding an away goal, if you like, which would make their time real tough. But Indonesia at the moment are upsetting the odds here. They're giving Thailand plenty to think about. And what a game in midfield. You're right, Nitin. Logging 2KTH is happening. And he's started this move with Nachinon, blocked out by the late change of the last wizard.
Yeah, a very disciplined performance from Login 2K so far, but he couldn't do anything about that goal for Indonesia.
And of course that goal means we'll definitely won't have extra time now, which will be a relief for those of you waiting for the grand final, the Causeway Clash.
Oh, Lucky Boy's come out here.
Vibram managed to bail him out, but it was a brave call from the keeper to come that far out, Nitin. Is that the kind of goal? Give me you encouraged. They coughed it up, and AOL in a real battle with Vibram, and Vibram They're scrambling all of a sudden, Thailand. They're being ruthless, Indonesia, and punishing the time mistakes early, Nitin.
Yep, agreed. And how the Thais play. We've seen it throughout the tournament. They like to bomb their right and left back forward. So there's plenty of space for the counter, as Indonesian have shown twice in this half.
Half time, and it's Mamating's goal. The difference between the two teams, a great finish, no doubt. You could argue Thailand had the better of the possession, backed up by those stats, but the chances, only two of them, were both created by the home team, and Mamating arguably unlucky not to get two. That 38th minute goal, the difference between the sides at the break.
Yeah, we had a chance early on. It was a fantastic save from Lucky Boy, but Mamating has looked very active in the front of the Thai attack, and not the Thai attack, sorry. The Indonesian attack, and he's been the difference so far. Those two shots you see, both of them from Mamating, so it ain't nothing.
You can't win a thing if you can't stop big bad Mamating.
Agreed.
That's the moral of the story. Nitin, as we wait for the second half to restart, of course, we won't have any bailouts now. The teams, even if they do suffer disconnections, will have to go on to it. Imran's tipping Thailand to get third place here. I'm not sure your prediction's going well at the moment. Imran, shout out to Wezono, shout out to Abdul Razik, a shout out to Findi as well, and Fazil Kasim. We've also got so many of you joining us for this third place match. Please plant your nation's flag in the comment section wherever you're watching from as the second half begins with Thailand in blue playing left to right, Indonesia in front in red playing from right to left, and Thailand have come out meaning business in this second half, Nitin.
Yep, they have to. The away goal could be very important today, and especially for them. So they've got to try and score here to reduce the deficit.
One thing though, Indonesia, as they've proved all the way through, arguably they're lucky to go out on away goals to Malaysia. They are absolutely ruthless in punishing mistakes and launching quick counters. They've got some pressure to soak up here. Kong Fluke, still we haven't seen much from Wu Yang Ping, and Ungok Bay is having a fantastic game, as is told in the middle of the park for Indonesia. The midfield battle is quite even. Logging 2KTH and Told really going out hammer and tongs. DeWarnes, the space on this left-hand side, is the pass good enough? Not quite, and last wizard could mop up, but Wu Yang Ping, brilliant win back for the Thais. Here's DeWarnes. And Logging 2KTH, he's so strong in the tackle, Logging 2KTH.
How many oh my God.
This is a chance, it's come out of nothing. Jeffrin for a second for Indonesia, can he finish? It's Jeffrin! Great keeping, Lucky Boy.
Yeah, that was fantastic defending from, I believe it was Nunu Ija. He really kept Jeffrin on his toes. Jeffrin knew he couldn't cut in with the shot, had to go with the left foot, and a great save from the goalkeeper.
Shout out to our colleague Varun. Shout out as well to our dear friend from Wales, Josh Lewis. Give Josh a shout
out.
What's
up, Josh? How are you, buddy?
Imran bin Majim is here as well. Mamating versus Wu Yang Ping. The matchup he's enjoying. Jeffrin, well blocked by Vibram. But they're making their limited forays into Thai territory really count. They're looking the more likely to get the second goal at the moment, Nitin.
Yeah, the Thais, we normally see their left and right back roaming forward. I think they would definitely miss Nuk Ho Ho down on that left, because him and Nachanon have a fantastic connection, but Apollo is there today.
Here come Indonesia again, but unable to keep it in, unfortunately, was Arvos, and it will be out for a goal kick. Half an hour to play here virtually. That equates to what, about half an hour, about 4 minutes of match time. So plenty of time for Thailand to get back into this. And of course, even though we can't have extra time, the away goals could still be precious if they can get one. Serendipity, left-hand side, Indonesia, the claw. They've been so ruthless in attack. Lovely work from AOL. Can he put it back to Mamating?
Oh,
Jeffrey, Lucky Boy with a save, and Vibram with a header, but the rebound comes out, and this time Apollo as Thailand cling on for dear life.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Indonesians have been brilliant in this first game here. But having said that, Kung Fluke's on the attack.
Kong Fluke looks up for the option. Great analysis from Fire Johanna Singer, who says Serendipity and Toll make Indonesia so solid in midfield. And speak of the devil, they're soiled. And Mamating, look how drop he's deep. But DeWarnes with a chance. DeWarnes going to back the left-hand side. Great save from the Golden Glovers Zihars. And that's the best chance Thailand have had, and it's taken them 65 to create it.
Yeah, what a save from Zihars. Nachanon again in a similar position to how he scored against Singapore. Got the left foot shot across the goalkeeper, but Zihars was well aware of it and made a fantastic save.
Clebrian Frenzy belts it clear now, Indonesia. I wonder if they're starting to think about just putting the cue in the rack here and settling for 1-0. That could be a dangerous tactic. And remember how disastrous the end of the first leg, first half was for Thailand against Singapore.
Yes, considered 2 goals, right?
Yeah, the second leg it was, wasn't it, the first half, where they were ahead on aggregate and conceded 2 goals in 5 minutes. So they'll have horror thoughts about losing concentration and letting the game get away from them. An equaliser here, of course, will put them right back in the driving seat with the game at the Raja Mangala still to come, and they're pushing, trying to get it. Here's Nachanon. Nachanon gets the cross in, looking for DeWarnes, and Serendipity is there, but DeWarnes robs him. It's DeWarnes for 1-1! Indonesia 1, Thailand 1, and it's the Warns on 72 minutes that gets it.
What a goal from Devons, showed great pressing. I believe he pressed the last visit there into making a mistake. And
oh, here's Mama Ting!
Oh my God.
And Top Boy just
Oh
up,
my
and now the
God.
keeper goes walkabout. My word, it's all happening here in the closing stages of the first leg as Toppy finally belts it clear. What a couple of minutes, Nitin.
what a game it's been. Devons giving the Thais the equalizer, and Indonesia almost replying almost instantly. And what a game it's been.
Taudori gets it to Nachidon. Can Thailand pull this out the far and win on the night? Incredible pass. Can they keep it in? No, they can't.
Too
Just
much
too much
power
on
on
it
that, yeah.
for the man herring down the right. That was Kong Fluke who couldn't get there. We're into the final quarter of an hour. Is there another goal in this first leg, Nitin?
It is possible. There is still, quite a bit of time left. So I do think there might be one more.
Oh, Jeffrin, lovely drag back, and he manages to keep the ball in brilliantly. Jeffrin again, lovely back flick, finds AOL. Indonesia looking good and strong coming forward. Taudori with a big header, but now Thailand right up the other end. It's end to end at the minute. Kong Fluke, lovely reverse pass, finds Wu Yang Ping. He's going to have to go all the way on his own here. Wu Yang Ping! And that's not something you see every day.
That's not a foul,
That's
ref.
an outrageous foul. He's brought them back just outside the area. And if they concede from this, Indonesia will be furious. Zihars was up in arms with his defence after De Warn stole the ball inside the area to level it up. If they concede here, they'll be absolutely gutted, the Indonesians. They survive, but only as far as Nachidon. Into the final 10 minutes we go. Here's Taudori. Now RZS. Vibram,
the
Toppy.
Indonesians have done a fantastic job in terms of keeping not just Wu Yang Ping, but the entire Thai squad pretty quiet.
But we said that about Wu Yang Ping so many times.
Exactly, all he needs is one chance.
Here's Apollo. Logging to KTH, arguably Thailand's best player, and De Warns was trying to thread that through to Wu Yang Ping. And last wizard, eventually, Indonesia managed to clear it, but they're having to absorb plenty of pressure. It's been all Thailand, apart from that one chance for Indonesia straight after the equaliser. Here's Taudori, and good work from Serendipity. And Mama Ting's away at the races to AOL. Now, can Mama Ting get up in support here? He started this move. Is Mama Ting going to be able to try and finish it? Over on the right-hand side is February and Frenzy. Mama Ting waits in the area. February and Frenzy. And that was strong defending from Apollo. I thought they were entitled to a free kick there.
Yeah, good defending from Apollo. Got a good help from his left midfielder as well, Nachidon. And the Thais will reset to try and get. Oh my God! To try and get one more attack was my sentence, but it looks like they'll give Indonesia one more attack.
The key to this to remember is Indonesia having scored first, regardless of the away goal, is still, if you like, in front in this game. That's the little anomaly with our new rule change. Here's De Warns. Jacobson pulls it back to Taudori. Are they trying to push for a winner? That was definitely a foul. Surely the referee's going to pull that back. Nothing doing. That's outrageous.
It's been a wonderful midfield battle though. Serendipity and Toilet versus Taudori and Login 2K. I do believe the Indonesians have had the better of this one though.
And it's been a fascinating clash. I wouldn't like to call the winner going into the second game. Remember, forget the away goal. It's really advantage Indonesia because they scored first. Because even if it's a 1-1 draw in the reverse leg, they'll go through by virtue of being the first goal scorers. And similarly, if it's 2-2, they'll go through on the away goals rule anyway in the return game. So full time at the Gelora. And you have to say, I think probably on balance, that was a fair enough result for me.
Agreed. Yeah, I thought the Indonesians performed valiantly. They were pretty. They were super overall. Defensively, they looked solid. Offensively, they created the better chances. The Thai scored a goal though from a defensive mistake from the Indonesians. So plenty for both teams to ponder and improve on here in the second leg.
Yeah, one of the frustrations of Pro Club, which we hope EA Sports will sort out, is that when a game and a two-legged tie finishes as a draw, we don't get highlights, which is a shame because I'd like to see those two goals. De Warns' was an absolute beauty to level it up after Mama Ting got his fifth of the tournament in the first half.
Yep, Mama Ting scored, I think, how was he that he scored? He went through on goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fantastic, so great space.
It's a quick counter.
Yeah, put it past the keeper, another counter attack from the Indonesians. But with regards to Thailand's goal, it was a mistake from an Indonesian defender. I do believe it was the last wizard who was a last-minute replacement.
It was dithering.
Yeah, he was taking a bit too long to get the ball out of the box. Devon saw the opportunity, put his foot in, and then placed it past the keeper.
And did you see Haas? He was furious. He was antagonising.
He would have been like Buffon. He would have thrown his glove at a player probably.
Finally poised in the third place playoff. We'll be back with the second game as we cross live to the Raja Mangala in just a couple of moments' time. And if you're with us waiting for the Causeway Clash, the $1,000 game between Malaysia and Singapore, you'll catch that, I reckon, around about 11 p.m. So stay with us for that. Join Nitin and myself in a couple of secs to go back to the Raja Mangala for the second leg. It's halfway mark. It's Indonesia 1, Thailand 1.
Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June. A celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports. Coming up on One Play Classic this week.
Welcome back live to the East Wing of the One Play Esports Spectrum. It is grand finals night in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. We've still got to come. This absolute blockbuster. Stay with us. Expected to start around about 11 p.m. Singapore time, GMT +8. It is the grand final, Malaysia against Singapore in a Causeway Clash. We will start at Bukit Jalil at 11 before switching to the Sports Hub for the second leg at an estimated start time of 11:30. We've got surprise guests giving good wishes to both teams, and in particular Singapore. And we've also got the national anthems, which will be sung brilliantly with all the pomp and ceremony that a $1,000 game deserves, Nitin.
Yeah.
And speaking of what we deserve, how about this? We've been so pleased and happy that you've reacted to this FIFA Pro Club rotation on One Play Sports so positively. We are taking it a step further. We've now launched the One Play Esports page. Make sure you go over and give that a like and a follow. And starting very soon, we're going to be branching out away from FIFA to other esports. And the first chance to get involved, you know this, we talked about it last night.
Yeah.
The 25th of June is the date you need to know, and more importantly, the 15th of June for registrations as we bring you Bang Bang! Bang Bang! Mobile Legends, One Play Mobile Legends, the Bang Bang Open, 270 up for grabs. It's only a £5 to enter. That's sensational.
My God.
The event is open to teams in Southeast Asia. There's only 32 slots, so you want to get your slot booked now. And of course, as we've done with the FIFA, it'll be covered live on the One Play Sports Facebook page. Not only win some cash, make yourself a star, because at the end of the day, what are we all about here at One Play Sports, Nitin?
Creating communities and building heroes, and you could find yourself not just becoming a hero, but a legend, and not just a normal legend, a mobile legend.
Keep the comments coming on the Facebook page as well. LSFC, like, share, follow, comment, plant your nation's flag, and for goodness sake, please not with the hashtag Egghorn. I am not going to have egg on my face. Singapore cannot win. Please. If you don't believe
take
me,
the eggs?
watch, you can take the eggs. They're not going to come anywhere near me. Nasri, the Singapore manager, is going to be outfoxed by Ryvox. You made Ryvox player of the tournament for his wizardry, both in the dugout and on the pitch in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. So what makes you think he can't do it at international level?
That was yesterday, bro. Today's a new day. Today's a new team. So calm down. Singapore have a good chance today.
This Singapore delusion, these poor fellows.
Hey.
They think they've got a chance of beating Malaysia after we saw what happened yesterday when Tiki Taka thought they were going to get the job done against Amigos. What happened? What happened?
It was a very close game. You're acting like though they lost 7-0.
I didn't ask you for the result. I didn't ask you for the scoreline. I asked you for who won. Who won?
Who won? I don't know. Can't remember.
Mohammed Daniel Forrest says, good luck, Malaysia. Jasper Tan is never say never, bro, says Jasper.
Exactly.
Jasper's one of the architects of the hashtag Egghorn as well. We've got Blasser Gaming is with us. Ahmed Harris Zofaimi is going, come on, Malaysia. Great to see so many of you showing national pride. Let me just check in with Tournament Director Youssef. How are we looking at the Rajamangala, Youssef? They're connecting now, so we're heading very shortly over there for the second leg. Going to be some changes in players. I'll tell you about them as the action unfolds, but notwithstanding the changes to come, Nitin, 1-1 at the break. Indonesia, with this new rule that the team that scores first will go through if it's a draw after the 180 minutes. Who's going to win this third place $500 check?
I'm still going with Thailand. I expect them to win the next game, so But again, having seen how Indonesia played in that first game, it wouldn't surprise me if Indonesia got another victory, but not another victory, a draw.
And I think we're expecting the same pattern of play, aren't we? Thailand dominating possession, but Indonesia lightning quick on the break.
Exactly, that's exactly what's going to happen, and we'll see which side does their game plan better.
Oh, they're all starting on that hashtag Egghorn.
Yeah, boy.
Imran says, power to Nitin, stand by with the eggs.
Alamak, bro, don't worry, stand by.
Maybe 2-1 for Indonesia, says Fiedel. That's his prediction for this one. We've
Nice.
got Daryl Ezreem with us. Hashtag Egghorn, says Imran. Iden saying, good luck to Malaysia tonight. We've got Imran saying a Rybox hat-trick. Imran confident that Rybox will score. And I'm being told the change for Indonesia is Kaya, who we have seen to good effect in this competition. He replaces the last wizard. I wonder whether that's got something to do with the mistake that led to Thailand's goal.
Perhaps. Again, I can't 100% confirm it was the last visit. We couldn't see a replay of the goal, but
Shout out to the
Could have
team.
been.
Maximus are here. Let's go pitch side to the
Maximus.
Raja Mangala for the second leg. It's 1-1 after the first 90. It's Thailand in the blue with home advantage, playing left to right. Indonesia in the red, playing right to left. Remember, Indonesia having scored first are in the driving seat. If the game is to finish now, forget the away goals rule. With Indonesia to go through.
nice. I like that change in rules. I think it encourages attacking play. So we've got Claw here, good defending by Riskits. He finds Kong Fluk on the right. Kong Fluk tried a little chip through ball, but well dealt with by Kia Moses. Farsha now on the right, plays a 1-2 with Fabian Frenzy, finds AQL.
Well, just before I get ahead of myself here, Nitin, I need
Yeah.
to tell you something, because I just had a
Sure.
quick chat with tournament director Yusuf, and I may have misled people ever so slightly, because, of course, the away goals rule comes into it first. So, hold on a second, might not need it.
what a
And
save.
Nacho Bay gets it clear. So just to clarify, it's away goals rule first, and then if you can't split them, it's who scored first. So a 0-0 would give the quick game to Thailand, but the way this game's going, I can't see it finishing 0-0. If it finished 1-1, then Indonesia would go through. So it's away goals rule first, and if it's a tie after away goals, then it's the team that scored
Yeah,
first.
that's what I understood. I don't
Yes.
think you deceived
no,
anyone.
I didn't
yeah.
deceive, but I just wanted to make it perfectly clear, because there's big money up for grabs here.
Yeah, agreed,
500 Singapore dollars, the big booty, and straight away Indonesia have survived the first scare.
That was a really good effort by Nachanon, again trying to go across the goalkeeper. We saw that in the first leg as well, but again Zias was more than equal to it. So Nachanon might try going for the near post next time.
Kaya Moses, the change for the last wizard, mops up. Mama Ting dropping deep, shouts out. Zanzanio's with us. Dins Haas is with us as well, cheering on the Singaporeans. As Farsha is giving it straight to Nachanon here. Thailand are dominating possession to the opening quarter of an hour of this second leg. And here is Nachanon. Look at Wu Yangping screaming for it in the middle. Not seen much of him, but it would be so Wu Yangping-like to pop up and get a goal. One thing's for sure, I don't think he's going to get the number he needs in this game, which would be 4 or 3 at worst,
don't
to
think
get
so.
level with Shamia. But he's still got plenty of time to get on the score sheet. Here's Kong Fluk. Mama Ting just one behind him now on 5, remember. Dewards, great cross! Wu Yangping! Woo wow! Woo wow! Woo wow, Yangping! Thailand lead on the night. They're back in the driving seat, well and truly. And who else? The marking was atrocious. It looked innocuous enough. And Wu Yangping, that giant figure, rose highest, jumped best, and in 17 minutes, he has given Thailand a 2-1 lead on aggregate. And now, Indonesia, remember, with an equaliser can still take the $500, but where's the equaliser going to come from? It's all Thailand early, Nitin.
Yeah, fantastic goal by Wu Yangping, found perfectly again by his Canino teammate Devons, a wonderful little cross.
Oh, they're straight in here, Malaysia. Jeffrey!
What a
What a
save.
save from Lucky Boy, and logging 2KTH belts it wide. That is Wu Yangping's 7th goal of this competition. He's still 2 behind Shamir Razik, though, and they've got defending to do now. AOL, Mama Ting, and that was great from Vibram. That's no-nonsense defending, belts it to the halfway line.
Yeah, great defending by Vibram, but again on that goal from Wu Yangping, he showed incredible jumping ability there.
Oh, space for Fabian Frenzy, Mama Ting and Apollo, and Arzadesh tidy up, but Indonesia are responding brilliantly, having gone behind Nitin.
Yep, the Indonesians. I think over the 2 legs we've seen they've got very good attacking threat. They're not just doing counter attacks as we saw in the first leg, and they will have to score here in the second game.
Here is Kong Fluk. That's a good ball, wasn't it? Intelligent FIFA play at Pro Club. And everyone, look at the space they found here. Oh, this is danger for Indonesia. Nachanon with a square ball. And Nachanon Bay gets back. But they can't afford to give Nachanon space like that down the left, Nitin.
Yeah, well read there by Ngoche. I thought that was a very good cross by Nachanon, but Ngoche got back in time and got a clearance away.
Oh, Kong Fluk, lovely skills. He sent out the Indonesian for a hot dog there. And Dewarns Oh, Claw finally mops it up. And now AOL, it's really picking up the pace, and you can tell this is a game that's got $500 on the line. He's toiled. Farsi to AOL. AOL through the middle to Jeffrey. This is much better from Indonesia. Oh, Jeffrey's got it back. Where's Mama Ting? He has to hold up. I think Mama Ting is straight into an offside position. Over the top. Here's Jeffrey. What a ball. What a goal. Jeffrey's leveling it up on the night. Now the Indonesians are back in control, having scored the first goal of the night. Sensational score from Jeffrey. And he got 2 against Malaysia in the semi-final. And now he gets 2 again.
Yeah, we've seen, that Zias is very capable of saving those shots across goal, but that was a near post finish and he couldn't do anything about it. Jeffrey in there, great finish in the near post. No chance for Lucky Boy. 1-1 for Thailand. And, 1-1 for Indonesia. Here is Rizkis on the right. Finds Kong Fluk. Oh, great skill by Kong Fluk.
Oh, Kong Fluk's got it inside Arsenet.
Oh,
a chance!
Oh,
suddenly Kaya Moses, who was recalled to the starting lineup for the second leg, belts it away.
Yeah, they got into each other's way there. I thought Wu Yang Ping had a clear shot, but I think it was D1s who kind of got into his way, and neither managed to get a shot away in the end.
Out for a corner. Indonesia, this game's flowed. As soon as Thailand scored, Indonesia piled on the pressure, and now they've equalised. It's gone the other way. And just to clarify again with our new ruling, if it finishes 1-1 this game, and that's still unlikely, I think, with 54 minutes to go, it will be Indonesia that take the 500 because they scored the first goal on the 9th. The only scenario where Thailand would have gone through with the draw was 0-0.
I don't think we'll see that situation come to fruit, but anything's possible. I do see another goal in this game.
Yeah, the only thing is, when one team scores, the other one looks likely to reply straight away. So it's almost like a game of cat and mouse. This here's Farshai on Nanchin on that was really strong, and referee has pulled it back. Nitin called it correctly.
A very interesting half. This both teams having good opportunities, both teams having scored. Promises to be a very entertaining second.
Mama Ting to Fabian Frenzy. Fabian Frenzy, that was a pass to no one in particular. And Apollo had more time, I think, there than he realised, and he's given away the throw. But looks like we're set to go into half-time, all square at 1 apiece. And again, we're almost into next goal wins it territory. Look at the space they've given Natchin on. They're leaving acres of space on the left-hand side. The ball, though, straight to Jacobson and Wu Yang Ping this time. Can't mop it up. Kaya Moses will get it away. Just to reiterate, as it stands, if it stays like this, Indonesia will finish 3rd after yesterday's debacle in the 3rd place playoff between the Rojak and Brotherhood VM. We've tightened up the rules so we can get to the Causeway Clash, the grand final, on schedule around about 11 p.m. and we should be good for that as it stands. There's Claw. Jeffrey, just the 2 minutes to be added on. Is there time for Indonesia to launch an attack?
Again.
Or is there time for De Warnes to get Thailand going? I think they're going to have time for one more here, but toiled. And Serendipity has done so well in midfield for Indonesia. We'll see out the clock now, surely, or will they? They're giving it to Kong Fluk. Kong Fluk can get it through to De Warnes. De Warnes into the area. And great work from Farshai to take them to half-time in Tak Nitin. Well, this game is well and truly poised. It is 2-2 on aggregate, 1-1 on the night. Remember, by virtue of scoring the first goal of the night after the away goals rule, that's the tiebreaker. So it stays like this, Indonesia are 3rd. But literally, whoever scores the next goal will most likely win it. If it's 2-2, it'll be Indonesia's an away goals rule anyway. And of course, if Thailand get the next one and win 2-1 on the night, they will win 3-2 on aggregate.
Yep, anything's possible here in the second half if not we, but rather Indonesia and Thailand have set it up that way, and it promises to be full of entertainment. Let's look at the stats here. Thailand, of course, had 2 shots on target compared to, both teams had 2 shots on target, so very close half in terms of possession, 53-47 again. It's basically split down the middle, but the Thais, of course, have been more accurate. Their shot accuracy is at 100%, so you'd expect them to improve on that. You can't really improve on that in the second half.
Certainly so. Back to pitch side at the Raja Mangala. It's Indonesia in the red playing from left to right. Thailand in the blue, right to left. Remember, it's 2-2 on aggregate. The away goals are level as well, which means the tiebreaker then falls to Indonesia for having scored first. They got that first goal of the night through Mama Ting in the first half of the first leg. Natchin would want that one back. He's played it out. So Indonesia's makeup, the way they play this, it is designed almost to absorb pressure, so it's a huge advantage for them to have got back on level terms and now not need the pressure to score, just not concede.
Yeah, it is a very good tactic. They haven't been outclassed by most of the teams they played, and they played some of the top quality sides in this tournament, so it's a tactic that's proved fruitful.
And of course, if they score next, Thailand will have to then score 3, which you say is unlikely, but Wow! Wow Yang Ping is on the field of play, and you have to think anything's possible. Breaking news, Mamating is disconnected, and Jeffrin with a shot above, but that breaking news knitted from Tournament Director Yusuf of VPG. Mamating, I say you can't win a thing unless you can stop Mamating. They're not stopping him now, they're stopping a bot.
Yeah, but they still have Jeffrin up top who's, scored in this game, so hopefully it's not too much of a loss to the Indonesians.
Yeah, Jeffrey with those 2 goals in the semi-final against Malaysia, so he's in fine form. 3 goals in his last 4 matches. Here's Fabian Frenzy. Frenzy, Taudori. I think, to be fair, if you're Indonesia, it would probably be more concerning if they'd had Zihar's disconnect. That would have been a disaster in this scenario where they can't afford to concede and know a 1-1 draw is enough.
To be fair, I don't think they would have wanted any of their players disconnected, but, Mamating is certainly going to be a big miss.
Yes, Farsi, AOL. You can already see Indonesia maybe being a bit more considered on their passing, just trying to start soaking up the clock. But there's a long way to go, 36 minutes. One thing's for sure, if they can be bold, brave, and get another goal, goodness knows how Thailand can get back into the $500 picture then. As AOL, they're just coming out on top in these latest midfield battles, the Indonesians. Fabian Frenzy, inside to Jeffrin. Nice layout from Jeffrin to AOL, and Taudori does well.
Yeah, great reading there by Taudori. He and Login 2K have been very good in this second leg.
Put it away by Kaya Moses to Toiled. They've got a man over on this left-hand side, or have they? No, it's gone straight to RZS. That was slack for Indonesia. Kong Fluke and Nukcho Bay is there to get it out for a throw.
The Thai is still trying to find the runs down the channels, but hasn't really been working. The 5 men at the back at times for Indonesia have proven to be very sturdy.
RZS logging 2KTH Taudori. Apollo down the left-hand side to Nachinon. He kept it well, Nachinon. Here's the walls. Nachinon gets it back. Wu Yang Ping waits in the middle. It's headed away by Toiled, who's dropped very deep. And now all of a sudden, AOL is at the races. 3 red shirts, surrounded by 6 blue ones. Oh, they've passed it straight to Jeffrey, and that's Pro Club suicide. AOL. Now the red shirts are forward. Fabian Frenzy. And he's come off him last. I think that should be a throw to Thailand.
Yeah, great play there by Devons. Showing not just his attacking intent, but he wants to do the job defensively as well, which is always a positive.
We are into the final. Less than 4 minutes of real game time to play. 27 minutes on the clock. We're rapidly approaching the halfway mark in this second half of the second leg, with Indonesia and Thailand locked tall and aggregate, level on away goals. But the tiebreaker, remember, announced today for this third place game only, is that the team that scores first on the night will take the advantage if it's all level on away goals. Thailand need a score. Simple as that. They've got the men on the pitch that can do it. RZS. Kong Fluke's in space. Kong Fluke, what a save from Zihars. Penalty! Oh, my God. Oh, it's a penalty. And Wu Yang Ping will have the chance now to give Thailand potentially $500. Wu Yang Ping against Zihars. Oh, my God. Wu Wow. Wu Wow. Wow Yang Ping. And he's got the better of Zihars in the most cheekiest of fashions. And now it's Indonesia that need to score. Talk about confidence knitted.
You got to love goals like that. Wu Yang Ping, one of the best strikers in the competition, coming up against the best goalkeeper in the tournament. And what does he do? He chips it right down the middle. Zihars committed and no chance. So a beautiful goal from Wu Yang Ping, his second goal of the night.
7th.
In total, right?
Yeah, second, 8th. I think he's on 8 now, isn't he?
6 plus 2, yeah, 8.
Yeah, it's 8 now. He's only 1 behind Shamir. If he can get a couple of late ones, it'll pile the pressure on Shamir for the golden
interesting
boot. Meanwhile, they've got more important things to worry about, because there's $500 at stake. They can't concede again. RZS, and he just gets a clear. Is that another penalty? Is it another penalty?
It's not.
Oh, free kick just outside the edge of the area. My word, are they going to try and strike for goal here? We've seen no one score direct from a free kick in this Pro Club season so far. Remember, a goal from Indonesia.
It looks like he's going for the top corner.
Can they score from a free kick? Plays it short, it was a dummy, and RZS mops it up for Thailand.
He got me as well.
A quick talk about that penalty decision. It's incontroversial for you that Thailand got the penalty there. Hard to see what it was for.
I think slightly controversial, because Kung Fluke did manage to get his shot away. Zihars made a fantastic save at the near post. It looked like a foul, but he did get his shot away.
And in the Pro Club universe, how disappointing will Zihars be that he fell for the Panenka? If someone takes a Panenka against you and you don't press anything, will you save it?
Yes, you will save it.
Oh no, it's a nightmare.
You'll make him look like a complete fool, but it's been the opposite today.
And look at this Nachinon. If they get another goal here, Thailand, it will surely be all over. Dewarn's old Toil battles well, but concedes the free kick, and the Indonesians don't like that decision, and the clock all of a sudden is not their friend. Was there a card shown there as well? Don't think so. Just the free kick.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to my prediction, man. I went 3-1, it's 3-2 at the moment, so not too bad.
Not at all with him. Thailand inching closer to $500 US. There's less than 2 minutes for them to last out. Natching on
that's a good try.
straight at Jacobson. But Indonesia now need to start getting bodies forward. It's not in their DNA to play attack football. They're more of a counter-attacking team. And it's Thailand's turn to try and control the clock in this matchup. Reminder, Singapore against Malaysia coming up at 11 p.m. live on the One Play Sports Network. It's the grand final of a $1,000 game in this $5,000 weekend here on One Play Sports, who've taken you through these COVID-19 troubled times. Hopefully with some great entertainment courtesy of FIFA Pro Club. What a ball, that is the Claw. Claw's got the man in front, but it's Mama Ting as a bot.
Unlucky there. What a pass that was, though. Pass of the day.
Time
So far,
is now ticking. 11 virtual minutes to play. Here's Kaya Moses. Can they pick the ball up here? They can. February and Frenzy. Inside to AOL. AOL finds Jeffrey. Lovely tricks from Jeffrey. Gets it to AOL. Can he pull the trigger? AOL! Blocked by Apollo, but it's come out and RZS gets it clear. And Thailand survive only just.
Apollo, the man replacing Nuk Ho Ho there with possibly a match-winning tackle. Wonderful block. Timed it perfectly. Fantastic stuff from the left back.
Here is Farsha. He's got his fans on Facebook. AOL wins it back. It's almost getting to the last chance saloon time for Indonesia. Remember, a goal will win it all for them. Jeffrin, the next goal could be worth $500. And they've got a chance with Jeffrin to get it. Deflected, Lucky Boy saves. Rebound headed behind by Apollo for a corner.
Apollo again, he's been in the thick of things, hasn't he? But he's been reading the situations very well, and he's been in the right place at the right time, so fair play to him.
Shout out to Hazard Huskies with us. Live on Facebook!
Oh, my
Headed
Lord.
it wide. That was the chance for Toiled. And maybe that's the last chance they'll get. There's just 5 virtual minutes plus stoppage time to go.
Possibly one more chance, but that could be it for Indonesia. Toilet found himself in some space, got the header away. I thought he was heading into the back of the net, but flew just wide of the post.
Here's Jeffrey to the Claw.
The Claw.
Claw knows.
Oh, no.
Lovely play. A Thailand going to put an exclamation mark on the victory. And is Wu Yang Ping going to get yet another goal?
A bit too rushed there from Nachanon.
They can now try and just run the
it's
clock
got it
down.
back.
Nachanom cheeks it back. Indonesia need to get the ball up the other end very quickly. And they'll get a chance with that free kick given to them. So the $500 One Play Sports check in US dollars is heading to Thailand unless Indonesia can steal it from right under the noses in what would be one of the last plays of the game. Here's the Claw. Of course, they're handicapped by losing Mama Ting and RZS. I think the Indonesians believe themselves. The game is up now. Kong Fluke's got Wu Yang Ping ahead of him. There's 3 minutes of added time to play, but Wu Yang Ping, I'm sure, will just run this into the corner. He won't have to because Jacobson sent it out for a throw.
I think Wu Yang Ping will still be hoping in his heart of hearts that he gets one more goal here to tie Shami at the top of the goal scoring chart. So we'll see. There is about 2 minutes. Not much.
Now, they need to get the ball into the penalty area for him to do that. Wu Yang Ping is there, and that's another throw that's gone the way of Indonesia, so at least they can try and launch something. Have they got enough time, though? Get the ball up the other end. The referee's looking at his watch here. Can AOL launch one last attack? They can't afford. They've got to hope, throw it in and hope for the best. And it goes. Jeffrin, surely not. Jeffrin squares it. Mama Ting. Oh, Lucky Boy saves them. And it's defensive wide. They've got everything but score. And there's a yellow card as well in back play. Now what's happened here?
Is it a penalty?
Is it a penalty? Is it? No, surely not.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The referee is at the centre of controversy here. Now let's have a look back at what happened. And there's the challenge, and it was a free kick the other way. I think that's for the sent to Kong Fluke.
I got
and my word, that's a dramatic ending. Just about averted, it.
Don't know how Indonesia haven't scored there, but it's been a fantastic game. Congratulations to both sides. Thailand, you are 3rd place in the C Nations Cup. Fantastic effort from both sides, I have to say. Indonesia definitely can leave with their heads held high after a performance like that.
Congratulations to Thailand and Indonesia. They both contributed to a really exciting game of pro club football there. It was exhilarating from start to finish. We had 5 goals on the night in Thailand. Do you think they deserved it in the end,
I do believe they deserved it. Again, as I predicted pre-match, I went 3-on with Thailand. I do believe they have a bit more quality than the Indonesians. But, you know, I personally thought that the Thais had a far greater quality. But, you know, after this game, I have to tip my hat to the Indonesians, who were fantastic defensively, and they got their tactics spot on.
With those last chances for Indonesia, though, you wonder what would have happened if Mama Ting hadn't disconnected. You really
the bot did have a shot there, but, you know, it wasn't quite to the standard of Mr. Mama Ting.
Talk us through these highlights, Dita, because we didn't see the highlights of the first game. I'm glad we'll see the ones in the second, because some great goals and a great clash of styles here, and the style clash made for a great game. That's Wu Yang Ping's goal.
Yep, Devon's with an inch-perfect cross. Wu Yang Ping jumping above two defenders. Didn't quite get the connection he wanted on the header, but you know, as long as it goes in, that's all that matters. And this was the immediate reply from Mr. Jeffrey, near post finish. Lucky boy probably thinking that he was going to go far post, couldn't react in time. A great finish from Jeffrey, 1-1 to Indonesia. And this was the other effort. I believe it was Jeffrey again. After Mama Ting got disconnected, he was the only hope for the Indonesians, but couldn't quite get his shooting boots on. And this was the classiest moment of the match. Mr. Wu Yang Ping, with a fantastic little dinked finish past the best goalkeeper in the tournament. It just shows the confidence this guy has. Mr. Alan Shearer, or should I say, Mr. Wu Yang Ping.
In any other tournament, I think 8 goals would probably have taken the golden boot, but he wasn't to know that Shamir would run right against the Philippines in the opening group game for Singapore. So Shamir now, barring any late theatrics and heroics from Malaysians later on, will get the golden boot you fancy. There was the challenge.
I thought this was going to be a red card.
Yeah, it was a very bad back challenge, and of course, luckily for him, it was the last game of the tournament, because that might have been his second yellow as well. It would have left him suspended for the next game. Congratulations to Thailand and Zihars, of course. Very quickly, we'll get the presentation out the way, but a reminder, in just a couple of moments' time, we'll turn our attention to the big one, the Causeway Clash to end them all. Malaysia and Singapore in the $1,000 game in this $5,000 Pro Club weekend here, live and exclusive on One Play Sports. But without any further ado, let us now make our virtual, if you like, oversized novelty check presentations. Firstly, to the Golden Glove winner. We'll give this out now because Zihars, I'm sure, is watching. Tremendous stuff from Zihars. He will take home 125 US dollars. Let's have a look at that and get it in shot, Zihars.
Center.
I don't know how we're going to send this to you, buddy, but we will do our best to find an envelope big enough.
Gianluigi Zihars, congratulations.
US to Gianluigi Zihars,
my brother.
And after a third place game, listen, I have to say thank you to Thailand and Indonesia, because they've restored my faith in the third place playoff system after that disaster by Brotherhood VN and Larojak last night. It's congratulations and well deserved to Thailand.
Well done, guys.
Beaten by Singapore in the semi-finals, they will have this headed its way to Bangkok. Stay safe, everyone in Thailand. I know you've been hurting during COVID-19 as well. That's One Play Sports sending you $500 US, and that'll be coming to you. We'll be sending it to your management team. And I'll tell you something, log in 2KTH, their manager. He's only 14 years old. I hope he's got a bank account to bank that check, because he'll be in charge of distributing the prize funds. So, well done to Thailand and Indonesia, and don't you dare go anywhere, because coming up in just a couple of moments, we will be going to the Causeway Clash, the grand final of the inaugural One Play Sports Sea Nations Cup. It's Malaysia and Singapore, the ultimate Asian football rivalry, and it's happening next live right here in the One Play eSports Spectrum. eSwing, stay with us.
The Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June, a celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports. Coming up on One Play Classic this week. Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June. A celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports.
In the 1700s, Britain stuck their nose in where it didn't belong.
Oh, sorry.
And they formed British Malaya. Do you know your history?
Of course I do. You people came here, took over my land and then ran away.
Hold on.
Hey,
Then fast forward to Stamford Raffles arriving, and then we fast forward even further to February 1942, when the British shamefully ran away and left Malaysia and Singapore to fend for themselves. I'm sorry about that, buddy.
It's okay, bro. It
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
you.
everybody.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you.
And then, of course, tumultuous decades followed. You were part of Malaya, you were part of Malaysia, then you weren't part of Malaysia. And in 1965, the separation agreement was signed, and in the stroke of Lee Kuan Yew's pen, remember him on television with the tears streaming down his face, a sporting rivalry like no other was born. And now, when Malaysia plays Singapore, people call it the Causeway Clash. 1,056 metres of bridge that separates Malaysia and Singapore. 350,000 people a day cross the busiest border crossing on the face of God's green earth. But in the last 3 months, that border crossing has been a virtual ghost town. The normal busy traffic back and forth is non-existent, but one thing through COVID-19 has stayed constant. When Malaysia take on Singapore in the sporting sphere, special things happen. And tonight, live on One Play Sports, we're going to bring you a Causeway Clash to end them all. It's the grand final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. And after that little teaser, all that remains for me to do is introduce for the final time in this One Play Pro Club season, the man to my right, introducing, are you ready?
I am, for one last one.
Introducing the Nike wearing, Uber grabbing, go Jack getting, one play running, kiss stealing son of a gun. He's the notorious, the godfather of gaming, Mr. Nitin Nambiar.
What's up, boys? Really
Good to have you here, buddy.
Man, I'm gonna miss these introductions, bro.
I'll come into the office and do it every day.
You've done an amazing job with them, as you've done throughout the entire show. So thank you for your skills. But you know, as you mentioned, this has been known as the Causeway Clash since we split from Malaysia.
Yep.
But I think after today, it might be known as the Acorn Clash.
Listen, it's not going to happen.
It might be known.
It's not going to happen. For those of you joining us for the first time tonight, I did say during the group stages, Singapore can't win, their tactics are rubbish, and quite simply, now they face Malaysia in the final. My hero, there is a PlayStation god, Rybox be thy name. There's no way Nasri can get the better of Rybox in Nasri I Touch. Right, let's get stuck down to action. Let's remind you of the details of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup, the prize money that's up for grabs over the course of the next 40 minutes or so. We've just seen Thailand walk away with $500. We have just seen Zihars walk away with $125 by virtue of already wrapping up the Golden Gloves. We will see either Singapore or Malaysia bank a check for 1,000 US, not 1,000 Singaporean. Just to be fair to the Malaysians, let's not mess around at SGD.
Yes.
We're talking USD, baby. Big bucks.
Big ones.
$750 for the runners-up. And, of course, Shamir Razik, the star Singapore striker and international for Singapore in real life. $125. He is now what is one clear from Wu Yang Ping, who can't score again. I wonder whether there's a Malaysian lurking. You know, someone like Afi Fierro could go on an amazing scoring run and score a hatful today, because I think Malaysia are going to win. It's as simple as that.
That's the only way Shamir isn't going to win the top goal scorer. I know you fancy Malaysia. I fancy Singapore. Ayman's coming on a bit. He fancies Malaysia as well. So I am being bullied on set, guys. I have 2 Malaysian supporting guys. So I need you guys in the comment sections to back me up, please. Thank you.
We will be having a Malaysian joining us very shortly. But first, we have got a very important message that we'd like to bring to you. And this is a man that needs no introduction, not like Nitin, who I said needs no introduction, and I had to give him one anyway. Let's hear from a true Asian sporting legend now, speaking to One Play Sports.
Hi everyone, it's Fandi Ahmad. Well done to both teams for making it to the final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. Importantly, good luck to Singapore.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Oh.
Thanks to Fandi and Ilhan. What?
Abang Fandi.
Yeah.
We got him to...
Man.
Hey, guys. Fandi is watching, You can't let him down.
Listen, these boys, the Singaporeans aren't capable of getting egg on my face. And by the way, speaking of Fandi, you'll see seeing more of him on One Play Sports in the next couple of weeks because this coming Friday, the John and Duncan Show. Great action with those boys 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday on the 19th of June. That's next Friday to celebrate Father's Day. It will be Ilhan and Fandi at 9 p.m. That's live and exclusive on One Play Sports with our great partnership with Sports Singapore and Get Active TV. John and Duncan doing a fabulous job and looking forward to watching that. That's definitely appointment to view Facebooking when Fandi and son are together. Doesn't happen very often in front of the cameras.
Yes, agreed. You know, most of his children are overseas at the moment, but the one that is in Singapore will be on our page next Friday along with his father. So please do support that show and drop some love.
Yeah, looking forward, I'm sure, Ilhan, to the Singapore Premier League starting up again, as we are, the Young Lions, his club, of course. Right, now I've given Nitin the big introduction. We have got a whiz. Ayman Rosh Wizam joining us live from Kuala Lumpur. How you are, Ayman? How you doing, buddy? Are you excited? Are you amped up like we are? What's he doing there?
Yes, boys, let's do this.
Yeah, you're up for it, buddy. Now listen, I want you to, I know you're separated luckily by about, what, 300 miles, so we're not going to get too fruity, but I want you to tell me straight out the gate, Ayman, why are Malaysia going to win tonight? Tell me why Malaysia are going to win tonight.
Oh, simple. They are the best in the world.
Woo! Big talk, baby.
Not
Okay,
about that.
Nitin,
But, okay.
why is Singapore going to win tonight?
Because they're better than Malaysia. I'm not going to say we're the best in the world, but, I'll keep it simple.
Someone is going to get this very badly wrong tonight. Don't worry, Ayman, I'm with
Hey,
you.
guys, you're going to help me here, guys.
I'm with you because there's one reason why Malaysia are going to win tonight, and that is Rybox. He's going to wipe the floor with Singaporean. Those fancy. The trouble with you Singaporeans is you're too arrogant and aloof.
You're funny, man.
You're too arrogant and aloof.
Sure.
I'm sure, like us, you've loved the tournament. It's been great having you with us for all of the Malaysian games as well. Before we get to the final, what's been your highlight of the competition so far?
Highlight perkara yang terbaik saya pernah lihat dalam C Nations lagi-lagi adalah apabila saya merasakan perlawanan menentang Indonesia kerana kita memerlukan keputusan yang sangat-sangat besar dan hadirnya seorang yang datang secara tiba-tiba tidak difikirkan untuk menjaringkan gol langsung. Faiz Senain, beliau akan bermain Faiz dan dia yang menjaringkan apa yang boleh dijadikan sebagai gol kemenangan dan saya merasakan Faiz akan menjadi hero. Walaupun semalam Afif Hero dah jadi hero, mungkin hari ini kita ada hero baru.
I love it. Listen, I need a correct score prediction from you, Ayman. We're going to see more from you, I know, in between the first and second legs and at full time after we know who's won, and either you're going to be looking very happy with me or we're both going to be looking miserable and I'm going to end up with egg on my face. Correct score prediction over the 2 legs, please.
This is going to be very, very tough, but I will be fancying a very high scoring, but a slender win for Malaysia. On aggregate is going to be 4-3.
4-3. I like the sound of that
Fair
action.
enough, fair
and I
enough.
like the sound of Malaysia winning, so I don't have to go near those pesky eggs. Ayman, I'll let you get comfortable to enjoy the game and look forward to your brilliant insight and analysis when you join us later in the show. That's Ayman Rosh Wizham over there in Kuala Lumpur. So the stage is set, Nitin. It is time for Singapore to face their old enemy in Malaysia over 2 legs to determine who will be the One Play Sports C Nations Cup winner. And of course, $1,000 up for grabs there with $750 to the runner-up. Let's also update you with what's happening in the Golden Boot race because we do have Shamir Razik in pretty safe possession of that you fancy, having already got 9. Wu Yang Ping's got no more games to play. Neither has Mama Ting on 5. And really, I can't see any Malaysian getting, what would it be? I think they need 6. I think their biggest scorer is on 6. It would need them to get 6 goals with currently being on 3, I think, is Jeffrey.
No, I think for Malaysia,
So Jeff wins for Indonesia. Who from Malaysia? It's Afi Fierro, isn't it? Afi Fierro.
yeah, I think he's got 4 goals.
Whichever way you
Yep.
shake it down, Shamir Azik, you would fancy, is in a position there that won't be touched.
Yeah, but let's also not forget that, you know, Shamir Azik has the ability to add to that today. So if he does get 2 goals, definitely no chance of anyone catching him. But I do believe for Shamir, it will be even more special to win the top scorer award along with winning the competition. I know individual awards are not as highly sought after as team awards. So I know Shamir is a team player and he definitely want to win both.
Listen, the Facebook page is going off the Richter. I'll try during the game. I mean, the games have been so exciting tonight. I haven't had many chances to do shout-outs. I'll try and get as many names of you as I can in. So drop a comment if you're watching this live on Facebook on the comment section. I'll rattle through some names, plant your flag as well, give your best wishes to your country and let us know whether you're supporting Malaysia or you're supporting Singapore. And a reminder as well to give a like to the One Play Sports new esports page with that great Legends game coming up. Looking forward to that starting on the 20th of June. You'll find more information about our Mobile Legends tournament on the One Play Sports Facebook page. So we're almost set for action here. Let's lead you in to this matchup tonight. Malaysia against Singapore first at the Bukit Jalil before we cross live, hope we don't crash there, to the Singapore Sports Hub, where we'll obviously be playing virtually tonight, but I can tell you where we're broadcasting here, thanks to our great partnership with Sports Singapore. We are mere, 200 yards away from the National Stadium here?
Yeah, about 200 yards is how many meters?
Don't be semantic, we're close. We're stone's throw. Could you throw a stone there from here?
Not really, but if I walked about 100 meters, I could throw a stone at it, so, you know.
Okay.
We're quite near.
Let's check in with the road to the finals for these two teams. If you are new, just to give you an idea of how they've been getting on. Well, here's the road to the finals for Malaysia. They haven't been perfect, and indeed they started with a defeat away at the Raja Mangala, but they got revenge at the Bukit Jalil in the return match. They also lost at home to Vietnam, which went down as something of a shock, but they rectified that as well. So certainly erratic early in their form. They rounded off their group campaign with convincing wins-ish against Brunei before that goalless draw against Indonesia in the first leg was followed by a 2-2 draw where they managed to go through by virtue of the away goals rule. Now contrast that with Singapore. For all the stick I've been giving Nasri and his team all the way through the tournament, they were the only side to qualify for the semi-finals without losing a game. That record did go up in smoke in the semi-finals against Thailand, but of course they went on to with a huge win at the Raja Mangala by 3-0 to go on to win 4-2 on aggregate. So on the face of it, Nitin, be honest now, take your Singapore scarf off for one moment. Who should be the favourites to win this game?
Okay, objectively, we can look at this one way. Both of these teams have played Thailand.
Yeah.
Both of these teams have lost to Thailand in one game and they've beaten Thailand in the other. So we can look at that and say they are quite evenly matched. So in my opinion, without my Singapore hat on, I do believe Malaysia are slight favourites here, but Singapore have the ability, the players and the experience to take this across the line. And, you know, we can get Patrick King on to smash some eggs on his head at the end of the broadcast.
Get the eggs up. Get the eggs up. Don't, listen, it's the cardinal rule of punditry. Don't let your heart rule your head.
It's not my heart ruling my head,
There is no way you can stick your hashtag egghorns where the sun don't shine, Singaporeans. I am going to be still pristine in my blue suit and perfectly fine. Calm down. Calm down.
Good.
Is somebody recording this? I don't want it to be assaulted. That would go down as an assault. You don't want to be going to Changi prison during COVID-19.
Not for smashing an egg, bro. I don't think
you don't need to be going there at all.
That's true.
Right, let's check in with the team lineups then. The action is but moments away. Here are the starting 11s, and they are packed full with players that have wowed and impressed us all through the tournament. Of course, my eyes, because I'm going for Malaysia in this, Nitin, are drawn to that contingent from the Amigos, led by their player manager Rivox, who occupy the Malaysia starting 11. They've got quality all the way through. As to be fair as Singapore, talk us through it.
Yes, Malaysia are playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation. We saw the Amigos put to use yesterday and win the Pro Club Challenge. So, you know, no surprise that Rivox was the team manager there as well. So, a goalkeeper for Malaysia, Izul 77. At left back, Aeon C, KSI and Yuzwan at centre back, Max Nevis at right back. Of course, KSI and Max Nevis were in the final yesterday. Achilles playing CDM, Rasex and Rivox playing central midfield. Rivox again in the final yesterday. Ex-Baki 10, he was in the 3rd and 4th placing. He's playing at Cam and Faiz and Afi Fuero up front. Afi Fuero also was in the final yesterday, so plenty of quality in the Malaysian side. With regards to the Singapore side, Come on, boys. This is Derek Lim at keeper, Flair Demon left back, Ideal Boxer at centre back, Muhammad Fahmi centre back, Lily Fee right back, Nasri team captain playing CDM with Al Shakra, The Rock. Cam is Hisham, left mid. Assassination striker Mr. Shami Azik with 9 goals and Din Sikiai on the right. So Singapore, that front four is full of creativity, full of pace. And, they're going to give Malaysia problems hopefully later today.
Really looking forward to this one, and so are you all on Facebook. If the numbers of you watching are anything to go by, let's give some shout-outs. As I say, keep the comments coming. I'll give out as many shout-outs as I can throughout the course of the game. Plant your nation's flag on the page as well. Shout-out Eugene Toe. Shout-out to Kelvin Jonathan. He's going with hashtag. Shout-out Mohammed Basil. Big hello to our dear friend from VPG, Aaron Lewis Delossa, who's over there in the UK.
What's up, Aaron?
He runs the whole VPG operation. Yusuf's done brilliantly, by the way, for us here in Southeast Asia. We've got Fiti Hakim. Derek Lim's fan club is out in force. Don Meadon is with us. Seth Gerald Bassett. Wong Wei Sheng, one of our dear friends, is there. Mohammed is here as well. So many of you. So many, too many to talk about. I'll get through as many as I can, but I'm sure you all, like us, want to get to the action. But before we can do that, one final formality to get out of the way, and that is the singing of the national anthems. And a heartfelt thank you to the representatives from all 8 countries who sang the anthem so brilliantly. I mean, we had a wonderful varied range of ages, races, everything.
Fantastic, thank you.
Entertaining us to make this tournament extra special. And I'm delighted to say we are going to now end on a very high note, because singing the Malaysian national anthem, Negaraku, is a beautiful professional singer. Please be upstanding for Nabia Ismail. Sensation.
That was wonderful.
What
That
a
was
voice.
wonderful.
If that doesn't get the Malaysians pumped up,
Salute.
Ryvox and his boys, I don't know what will. So Singapore have a hard act to follow there, but they're going to give it a very good go, because we are absolutely over the moon to be joined by a man who's got football in his blood. He is a singer and a celebrity in his own right as well. Singing Majula Singapore, wherever you're watching, please remain upstanding for Said Azmir.
Said Azmir, you are the man, bro! I swear I got goosebumps, man. That was
Really?
so solid. Yeah, I swear.
They were two brilliant
That was good, that was good. That
What
was
a way to set the stage for our grand finale. We started all the way back on April the 2nd after 10 weeks. Now, match number 48. We've already crowned our Pro Club Challenge champions from Malaysia, the Amigos, but this is the prize they all want to win. Who will be champion of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup? The man that's going to give you his prediction before we go live to the Bukit Jalil is to my right. What's your prediction?
Okay, I'm going with Singapore 3-2 on aggregate.
He's not confident. He knows you're
I
in
am
trouble.
confident, I'm just thinking.
There are no eggs coming my way. Come on,
they
Team
are, they are,
Malaysia.
they are, they are,
Let's
they are.
cross live to Bukit Jalil for the first leg of our big matchup as Malaysia take on Singapore. Remember, Singapore somehow performing miracles to get past Thailand
What
in the
nonsense.
semi-final. It was miracles. They were
No, it
only because
wasn't.
Thailand fell asleep for 2 minutes in the second.
And the same thing can be said for Malaysia. They struggled to get past Indonesia. They
Yeah.
went through on away goals.
Actually, let me just check. We've not got connection problems here, have we, Youssef, criminal director? Are we reconnecting? Is there an issue, Youssef?
I think they need 2 minutes.
Need 2
That's what I heard, yeah.
We're ready
cool,
to go.
okay.
Well, let's go then. Can we
All right,
cross
let's
live to Bukit Jalil? Thousands of Facebookers, one players, pro clubbers from all over the world are waiting for this blue ribbon matchup. Nitin says 3-2 Singapore. Ayman Rashizan went 4-3 Malaysia. I don't know what the score's going to be, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Pass me though. Give me 2 of those eggs now. Give
Sure.
me 2 of those. Pass me the whole tray. Nay, pass me the whole tray.
Nah, I'll pass you 2. I'll pass you 2 first.
Let's be careful not to touch.
He's scared, right?
There is no chance, Singapore. It's just like the real thing in football. When it comes to the crunch, you can't get it done. These eggs will be over my head. I have egg on my face, literally, if you prove me wrong over the course of the next half hour, but it can't happen. There's the sight we like to see. The players now in the tunnel getting ready to emerge at the Bukit Jalil virtually.
Let's go, boys.
The final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. They are going through their final preparations and we are set for action. All eyes, of course, on Shamir Azik to see if he can get into double digits for the competition, and all eyes as well on the genius that is the Malaysian player manager Ryvox, who led the Amigos to victory in the Pro Club Challenge 24 hours ago.
You know what's weird, bro? I have to say, I'm feeling extremely nervous, like as though we're going into an actual Suzuki Cup final.
Well, let's go there live
I am
now.
feeling
We'll
very
go
nervous.
full screen, please, to the Bukit Jalil. It is Malaysia in the yellow, playing from left to right, Singapore in the red, playing from right to left. And straight away, Nasri, the Singapore player manager, gets it to Al Sakra, my dear friend The Rock, who's a great guest on our shows throughout the course of the week. This is a strong start from Singapore. Hisham's in the middle.
Please,
Gets
boys.
it in Sikiai.
Please. No.
And the Evans block to Malaysia surviving any scare, but Singapore still come forward. It's Al Sakra. Can they keep that in? They can. Assassination does brilliantly. Gets it back to Al Sakra. This is a strong start from the Singaporeans, but Achilles mops it up for Malaysia, and now Razaks can try and get it going the other way. Here's the maestro, ex-Bucky, who plays for Singapore's Larojak in the Pro Club Challenge. Nasri, all Singapore early knitted.
Yep, it's been a great start from the Singaporeans. That was a really good opportunity for Dane, but the Malaysians were there to block that shot. But again, very promising start from Singapore.
Certainly is. Keep the comments coming on Facebook. I'll get as many
Cham.
shouts out as I can. Shout out to Elmra Elham, who's with us. We've got Zentam with us. Great to have you all on board. We've got Nicholas Aranku here, Zubir Mustak as well, Nazim Mustak. Loads of you
great
having
play
your
there by
say.
Nilifi.
As Nasri Vasali gets the ball.
Ideal boxer. Finds Al Sakra, the Rock. Oh, good pressing there by ex-Bucky.
Certainly so.
His
Malaysia,
rival.
this is their first chance. Comes to Faiz, blocked
good
by
defending.
Fahmy, rebounds up, and Efi Fuero, the hero of the Pro Club Challenge final, has given Singapore a disastrous start in the Bukit Jalil. We're only a quarter of an hour in, and it's Malaysia 1, Singapore 0.
Yeah, very unlucky there by Singapore.
Unlucky?
Fahmy got the goal line clearance, but Afi Fuero, again, the fox in the box, he was there at the right place at the right time and have given Malaysia, in my opinion, an undeserved shot.
Oh, shot for Shamir, and that's
Alamak.
great work from Izzle. I can't believe the referees let the keeper play in a yellow shirt, by the way. That's controversial in itself.
That's why this game should be abandoned right now, in my opinion.
Classic Singapore looking for a technical way out already. Here comes Dinsiki. Hisham, who are you to doubt the brilliance of Ryvox? Can Singapore bounce back? Remember, we're back traditional rules now. Away goals and extra time if required. Singapore will be desperate to try and get an away goal on the board, but having had the dominance of possession early, they're now facing more problems. What a ball that is. This is going to be 2-0.
well
Derek
done.
Lim, brilliant keeping.
Great play by Derek Lim. He saw the threat and he got his timing absolutely spot on there. Comfortable collection of the cross and it was a very dangerous cross, I must say. Here's Dinsiki Ai on the right.
So a chance for Singapore to try and regroup and
Finds
equalise it out, of
Nazri.
course, and the pendulum would swing back in their favour. But Malaysia get that early breakthrough, and you just can't help but think how important that early goal could turn out to be. And Afifuero, the man that got it, is down the right-hand side again. Assassination. Look how deep Assassination's having to drop back to marshal the threats.
Yeah, helping his left back out there. Assassination. He's not just an attacker, he also does his defensive duties, which is fantastic to see.
Here's Yuzran. It's
Yuzran
a
fine.
controlled start this after a frenetic opening 15 minutes. It's beginning to calm down a little bit, but then Siki has found Assassination, and that was a lazy pass, and Max Nevis cuts it out quite easily.
Nah, good try there by Assassination. I knew what he wanted to do, but unlucky to find his pass intercepted.
Shout out Shaimi and Lim is with us. Shout out as well to Amarudin Harun from Malaysia. Shout out to Yashini. Shout out to Wong Wei Sheng. Shout out to all of you watching. Jonathan Ting is with us. Irfan Shaimi is with us. And Fezzi Max is cheering on the goal as well. Zubir Mushtaq, lots of you enjoying the action live
great
on
play
One
there
Play
by
Sports.
Shami.
As Al Sakra brings it away, Nitin is not liking what he's seeing here.
No, I'm okay. I think it's been a decent start by Singapore. Malaysia scored with pretty much their only clear-cut
What about when
chance so
Derek
far.
Lim did the last gasp defending?
Nah, that was a cross, bro. It wasn't a shot.
Well, it was certainly closer than Singapore have come to scoring so far.
Nah,
that's
Dan
for sure.
Sekiai's chance was better than that. Come
Deary
on.
me. Hisham gives it away to Achilles. Malaysia looking comfortable for me. Rivax has got his game plan spot on. Here's Ex-Bucky. Rivox. Oh, look at the skills from Rivox. Goodness gracious me. If I was a girl, I'd kiss
Oh,
it.
what a
In the
ball.
area, 2-0.
Oh!
Oh, Farid.
Oh,
And
my
Singapore
God.
are saved by the post. And the beads of sweat running down Nitin Nambier's face now, and not because of the studio lights. He knows his beloved Singapore are bang in trouble here.
Yeah, that was a really beautifully created chance.
Ex-Bucky, another chance, 2-0.
well done. That was a
Faiz,
goal.
And it has been
Well
coming.
done.
Singapore collapsing in front of our eyes, and they trail by 2.
Yep, Singapore just can't deal with the attack of Malaysia at the moment. That was fantastic play. It was a very well-worked goal. And Faiz just hit the post a couple of seconds ago, found himself in space again, and made no mistake this time. So Malaysia are 2-0 up, and deservedly so.
Here's Hisham to Assassination. Hisham, he could be the man, the VPG Queen's Park Rangers manager, does great work with Virtual Pro Gaming alongside Yusuf to grow the brand in the region. Here's Dinsiki. That's a nice ball over the top.
Oh, good
and
try.
Izul does well to come and claim.
Singapore really need to get an away goal here. That would be it would be big trouble if Singapore leave this game without getting an away goal, and they can't concede more, I feel. So lots of work for Singapore to do in the remaining minutes of the match.
Certainly so, Nitty, but if they could maybe come away here with a 2-1 defeat with that away goal, it would put a different complexion on things. Don't forget they came from a 2-1 deficit in the first leg against Thailand in the semi-final, but you're right, they've simply got to get a goal from somewhere. Flair Demon, this is better for Hisham. Achilles, though, wins that battle in the final third of Malaysia, and they clear their lines again.
Malaysia have been very strong at the back since the opening 5 minutes, and Singapore are in deep trouble at this point. They'll have to find a way past that defensive wall.
Here's Ex-Bucky. That's a lovely ball from Ex-Bucky. 2 against 3 in Singapore's favour, but Faiz already knows where the back of the net is, as does Afifuero. That sensible play from Faiz to hold it up. He waits for support, and he gets support. Finds Ex-Bucky. Here's Afifuero. Back to Ex-Bucky to Faiz, and Al Sakri does brilliantly. And they should be able to clear it through Farmi now. They've got to get the balance right here for me, Singapore. Listen, at the moment, for me, their balance and their composure not quite on a par with what we're seeing from Malaysia.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty even up till the first goal. Singapore started the game very well, but I think they kind of...
Only trouble was that in the first goal came only 11 minutes in, which is very quick in pro club parlance.
agreed, and that kind of knocked the win out of
Oh,
Singapore's
they've got
sails.
space here with Afifuero. Oh, he's gone down. Is that on the edge there? It's a penalty.
Hey, come
On the
on!
edge of the area, no VAR here, and Malaysia will have a chance right on half-time to go into a 3-0 lead. Is it Rivox to take it? Rivox against Derek Lim, and he smashes
well
it
done,
away.
Rivox.
Rivox on half-time, and Singapore's One Play Sports Nations Cup dreams are turning into a nightmare. It's Malaysia 3, Singapore 0. Controversy about the decision, but no controversy about the finish. Bang down the middle. Derek Lim sent the wrong way.
Yep, again, would love to see a replay of that penalty. It seemed like it was just outside the box, but FIFA doesn't make mistakes like that. So if they say it was a penalty, it was a penalty. Malaysia lead 3-0 at halftime. I do believe 3-0 does flatter the Malaysians slightly. I think 2-0 would be a fair lead, but Singapore, after that opening 10 minutes, they haven't done much, and there's so much, attacking work that Singapore have to do here in the upcoming minutes.
The stats lit in, they only managed the one shot on goal. At least it was on target. But look at that. If you're going to concede at this level 6 shots on goal against the likes of Faiz and Afi Fierro, quite simply, you can't expect not to concede, no matter how good Derek Lim is. And it's given Malaysia a commanding advantage. Well, we still got the second half to come. They obviously can't make any changes now. But one of the reasons I turned on Singapore in the group stages was this habit of making wholesale changes from first game to second. Do you think this is something Nasri will consider if they can't close the gap in the second half here, to just give a whole set of new players a chance in the second leg, or do you think he's picked his best 11 here?
I think he'll stick to this 11. We saw how they came back against Thailand. They lost that first game, but they came back to win the second leg 3-0. So I do believe this is his best 11, and he will stick with them. But as of now, Malaysia in total control here.
Here's Hisham, though, trying to get it going straight to A on C. Another player we saw to great effect in the Pro Club Challenge, ex-Bucky. What a first half he had, along with Ryvox, Faiz and Afi Fierro, the 4 string pillars for Malaysia. Light challenge from Singapore, though. They're at the races now with Dinsiki Ai. So Hisham over the top, and KSI. They're not going to get it done through the middle. I'd like to see more play down the wings from Singapore, Nitin. Do you agree?
The Malaysians are playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, so that central midfield is going to be very, very... how do I put it? There'll be too many bodies in central midfield, so Singapore have to use the width. If not, they're going to have big problems here.
Here's Nasri on the turn. That's a nice pass. He's found Dinsiki Ai in space. Now, Dinsiki Ai, look how many yellow shirts are back. They're going to have to hope he's onside here, Shamir, and he is. Not seen much from Shamir so far. And if that's what he's got to show, we don't want to see much more of him either. Where on earth is the man that lit the competition on fire with 9 goals through the semi-finals, Nitin? We need to see him get on the score sheet here. Dinsiki Ai. Shamir in the area now, though. Shamir gets ahead to that, and he might get second help as well. Well, where's the penalty shout there? Here's Nasri, and it's out for a corner, but this is better from Singapore, knocking on the door, Nitin.
Yep, they have to get that away goal. I think that's so important here. And they can't concede as well, because, you know, going into the next leg 4-0 or 4-1 is going to be a big, big problem.
Here it comes to Nasri. He's let it go to the left-hand side. Assassination drifts it in. Shamir is up for it, but good header from Yuswan from Malaysia. And Razak helps them get it away. And now they can't hit Singapore with a sucker punch on the counter, can they? 4-0 down, and there really surely is no way back for them. It's crucial, Nitin, that Singapore score next.
It is very, very important for Singapore to score the next goal. Even if that comes in the 90th minute, just getting an away goal to you know, give you a better chance in the return leg.
Here's Dinsiki Ai. Malaysia. Penny and bodies behind the ball, but Shamir still got there.
Well done,
Lovely play, Shamir. Pulls it back out, Sakra to Hisham. Can he get the shot away? Hisham blocked brilliantly by RNC. And all of a sudden, it's Malaysia looking to scramble at the back with half an hour to go in the first leg.
Yeah, but Malaysia can easily park the bus here. They have done their job. They've scored 3 goals in a home tie. They've got a 3-goal advantage. And, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they just shut up shop here.
A on C. Here's ex-Bucky doing very well indeed. Ex-Bucky's played superbly, hasn't he?
Has every Malaysian player. I think they've all done really, really well in this first leg.
Afi Fierro can't keep it in. Lily Fai. Well, I said at 2-1 it was a different game. 3-1 it's still a mountain to climb. But with the away goal, if they could get an away goal, lose 3-1 here, remember a 2-0 win at the Sports Hub immediately following this match, it would be enough.
Yeah, they need to get the 1 goal first, though, and I hope they get it soon, because that might rock the boat a bit for the Malaysians and you know, give Singapore a bit more space to play.
Some people saying on the Facebook comment section, Mohammed Arifs, is there any lag that Singapore is suffering with here?
I don't think so, but you know, I do believe Nasri, the team player manager, has been disconnected.
So they have got internet issues somewhere.
There could be some internet issues.
Ex-Bucky, Razak, was sure he was offside there, but no flag came up. Yeah, that's a blow. Nasri disconnected. They'll have to do without him. He should be back, though, for the home leg. And again, no saying maybe Malaysia will be hit with connection problems. Here's a chance. Hisham accidentally gets it to Assassination. Here's Flair Demon. It's coming up to 25 to midnight here, local time in Singapore. You're watching the first leg in the One Play Sports Nations Cup Grand Final. Malaysia, 3 first-half goals. They lead 3-0. Singapore desperately trying to get on the score sheet before they go to the Sports Hub in around about 5 minutes' time. That's better from Singapore. They played better in the second half, Nitin.
Much better.
Hisham and Ryvox,
the man himself,
maestro, gets it to Faiz. Here's ex-Bucky. It's 3 against 5 in Singapore's favour, but there are yellow shirts pouring forward trying to support. Razak's ex-Bucky. Good work from Dinsiki Ai. And now on the left-hand side, an Assassination goes and going. But at times when you watch this, it looks like Singapore are playing with 10 and Malaysia 11.
Yeah, it does feel like that at times, but I do believe in the second half, Singapore has improved tremendously as compared to the first half. They've had more possession, but still they are unable to you know, create a clear-cut chance at this point.
Here's Hisham, Dinsiki Eye straight to Ion C. He's run it back though, good play from Dinsiki Eye. And Hisham's done well as well. Hisham with a little bit of showboating and skill, trying to find an option, does well to find Lily Fi. Oh, Lily Fi, that's lazy to Razak. And Hisham bailed him out by getting it back. Lily Fi's pass this time is better. Gets it back to Hisham. And ex-Bucky can get it away. Here's Faiz.
Some really brilliant defending there from Malaysia. They really gave Singapore little to no options there and eventually won the ball back. So fantastic stuff from Malaysia in this first leg.
Is 3-0 insurmountable at the Sports Hub when they go to the second leg, Nitin? Can it be done?
It can be done, but again, it's very unlikely. That's why Singapore really need to get this away goal. If not, I do fear for their hopes in the second game.
Because remember, if Malaysia just score 1, that means Singapore will have to score 5 at least. Dinsiki Eye, a goal here for Singapore could really set this up for the second leg. Otherwise, I hate to say it, not only will the eggs be staying in their cartons, it's going to be a painful second leg for Singapore. Here's Rybox. Inside to Razak. It's come to Razak. Farmi's now getting it to Afi Fierro, who goes down. I thought there was a tug on the shirt there, but no penalty given. And Singapore just about survive.
This game is not good for my health. Again, Singapore causing, masters of their own downfall at the back. And they were lucky to escape there without conceding.
Here's Shamir to Hisham. This is better. Can Singapore do to Malaysia what Malaysia did to the end right at the end of the first half? And that's get on the score sheet. Assassination, Max Nevis. The play in the final third and the service to Shamir has been non-existent, Nitin.
Agreed. It's been too narrow, I feel. I do believe the 4-1-2-1 too narrow that the Malaysians are playing are countering Singapore.
Oh, Razak has got it through to ex-Bucky. Here's Faiz. Faiz finds Rybox. And look at Rybox's skill here. Eventually, Dinsiki Eye can bring it away. And now Singapore trying to counter. And Singapore have got red shirts up here. Here's Hisham looking for the option. Gets it to Shamir. Shamir, oh, not the best pass to Max Nevis and Achilles. Well, his teammates won't be happy with that. He's belted it out with just over 2 minutes to play for Singapore to have a chance to maybe get one last chance.
It looks like it will end 3-0 here.
Well, there's a free kick. Assassination. Wins the free kick. They're going to have to just pop this in the middle and hope for the best. Heads are up. Oh, I thought for a minute it was going to drop as Yuzwan got there, but they'll have to make do with a throw. Singapore finishing strong, but they need a goal and they need it badly. Dinsiki Eye with a throw to Shamir. Shamir needs to get in the area. He's doing them no good there. Hisham, ex-Bucky. Oh, Shamir's onto this. Shamir's onto this. Oh,
no.
Save from Izzul.
Good save, Izzul. Really well done, bro.
Corner to Singapore. They need a goal. Can they get a goal? Flicks on near post Farmi, but there's no one on the edge of the 6-yard box to finish it off. The flick on was brilliant, but no one there, Nitin.
Yep, story of the game for Singapore. They haven't quite got there in terms of their attacking contributions, but defensively the Malaysians have been superb and they are well deserving of this 3-0 lead. I'm happy to say that despite being a Singaporean, the Malaysians have been awesome in this game and fully deserve their 3-goal cushion that they'll be taking into the second leg.
Well, it was the first half that did the damage. That penalty scored right on half-time by Rybox. It was the exclamation mark on a first half punctuated by great strikes from Afi Fierro. In addition to that wonder goal from Faiz, and it's enough, surely, you think, for at least Malaysia to believe they got one hand on that $1,000 check and the right to call themselves the first ever One Play Sports C-Nations Cup champions, Nitin. I know it's not going to be pleasant for you, but I have to talk us through the highlights.
At the end of the day, the team that deserves to win should win, and if that's Malaysia, that's Malaysia.
But you're sounding defeatist now. Do you think the game is up? Can Singapore come back?
No, there is a second leg, but again, if Singapore do not manage to do it, and Malaysia do deserve to win, that's the way the dice roll today, and it's fine.
We'll wait to see the highlights of these goals. There wasn't too many highlights to talk about in the second half by that brilliant save from Izzul right at the end.
I have to say, though, I do believe the match turning point was the third penalty, the third goal from Malaysia. I do believe that effectively kind of killed Singapore's hopes in this game. It was a very unnecessary penalty to give away, and I'm sure the Singaporeans will agree with me. And this was the initial chance. Oh no, this was the goal. Afi Fierro.
It's a defensive mistake.
The fox in the box. Somehow the ball came to him. He was the right man at the right place. A nice little half volley, finding the corner. Beautiful hair. What a man. And this was, I believe this was Faiz's goal again. Fantastic build-up play from the Malaysians. 3 touches. Faiz found himself open. First time finish. No chance for the keeper. And let's remember that Faiz actually hit the post a few seconds before scoring this chance. So, no, and this was the third goal. This was the one, in my opinion, that kind of ruined it for Singapore. right down the middle. No chance for Derek Lim, who had dived to his right. Malaysia fully deserving of their 3-0 lead, and Singapore with everything to do in the second leg.
Could have been a different story if Singapore had capitalised on a late chance they got.
This was Shamir
finally getting a shot on target. He's only one of the game, I think, and that was a great save, bearing in mind Israel hadn't had much to do throughout the course of the game. So that's the scenario at the end of the first leg. Malaysia leading Singapore by 3-0. They still, though, Malaysia, have to get the job done as we cross live to the Sports Hub in just a couple of moments' time. Many thanks. Thousands of you commenting on the Facebook page. It's great to have you with us here on One Play Sports. And while you're with us, don't forget to share and like the One Play esports page. You've got that great Mobile Legends tournament coming up very shortly. And keep checking back as we get out, hopefully all of us together, of COVID-19 to check out our great brand of sports programming with our friends at Sports Singapore. We'll hear from Ayman or Shizam in Kuala Lumpur in just a couple of moments' time and bring you back in plenty of time for the second leg. Stay with us here on One Play Sports as we conclude next the grand final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup.
The Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June, a celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports. Coming up on One Play Classic this week. The Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June, a celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports.
Welcome back live into the One Play eSports Spectrum E-Swing. For the last time in this rotation, we are about to enjoy our last match. I say enjoy, and they tell me FIFA's realistic. I didn't know it was realistic that they actually make the Singapore national pro club team play like the actual Singapore national team. The comments are coming thick and fast. Plenty of team changes, by the way, for both sides in the second leg. Need to update you with those very shortly. Some comments. Wong Wei Sheng says, Al Sakra is as useless as a comb for Patrick. That's a bit harsh.
Oh, that's harsh.
We've also got shout-outs to give for Rahman Rafs is with us. Lance Mohammed is here. And Lance Mohammed, I think he'd be a man after your own heart. He goes, let's go Singapore. Stay positive. We've still got the second leg.
Agreed. It's still possible. A 3-0 victory is not out of the realms of possibility, but it's going to be very, very hard, considering the Malaysians and how they defended in that first leg was superb.
Shout out to Seth Gerald Bassett's with us, Mohammed Furman as well. Dinesh Joel is on board with us. We've got Wan Mata, Daniel Tan, Kyle Neo. Shout out to our dear friend Kyle. Aizan Rizna, FIFA is with us as well, as is Putera Jiman. Too many of you to mention, but keep the comments coming on the Facebook page. We can now cross live back to Kuala Lumpur, where there's a smile on this man.
Alamak, I see.
Ayman Roshizam, even you must be surprised how easy that was.
Not really that easy, but that's the first time I really see them playing like absolutely convincingly against a very fantastic Singapore side, I might add. And, well, like I said, over the weeks, Faiz, Safi Fuero, Rivox, they have been the star man. And Izol as well. Let's not forget about Izol. He's been dedicating a lot for his parents in this game, and he's performing one of the best goalkeeping performances in the Malaysian jersey for me.
Okay, so you watched that first leg. Singapore were very poor. Malaysia were awesome. I have to say 3-0 well deserved. But what do you think in the second leg? What do you think Singapore's biggest threat will be, and who do you think Malaysia should watch out for?
Well, again, if Shamir is still in, maybe still keeping quiet, because they've made the first leg was all Malaysian because they silenced the likes of Shamir as well as I think Hisham because
quiet, yeah.
those two have been real synchronized for Singapore. They've been carrying Singapore, I should say. And if they do it again, plus if Malaysia get at least one goal, then it's gonna be all over because. Although Singapore is going to get the connection advantage after this, but I don't see them scoring 5 against such a fantastic defence.
Agreed.
Iman, great analysis. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak to you again at full time of the second leg. We'll say goodbye for now to Iman Roshizam over there in Kuala Lumpur, our main man when it comes to the esports spectrum in Malaysia. These team changes for you. El Rock is coming in for Fayez.
Ah, the Batman.
Afif is coming in for Afi Fierro. So incredibly, Malaysia changing 2 of their goal scorers for the second leg. Does that suggest they're going to play more defensively? Afi Zari's coming in for Aeon C. We've got Rek Razi's coming in for Achilles, and Shirogi is coming in for Yuzan. So plenty of team changes. Nitin will give them to you in a little bit more detail. Iman can't see this being turned around, can you?
I can't see this being turned around. You know, Malaysia have taken off their 2 goal scorers, but they brought in the Barabor strike force, or in our tournament they were called the shapeshifters.
Shady shapeshifters.
Yeah, so El Rock and Afif D are superb strikers. They've got wonderful records. And Singapore's got to be very careful because I do see Malaysia scoring in the second leg. And if Malaysia score in the second leg, it's
Simply
over.
Singapore have to score first. They started well in the first leg, but they start well in the second. But this time, crucially, keep it going. Looks like this beautiful bald head of mine, this Botak Bonds. My Botak Bonds is not going to have egg anywhere near it tonight. The final stages of preparation for the match are about to cross live to the Singapore Sports Hub. For the final time in this rotation, we bring you live One Play Sports FIFA Pro Club action. It's the second leg of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. Malaysia 3-0 in front from the first leg as we look at the site of Loftus Road. Doubling up for the Singapore Sports Hub. It'll be Singapore in the red, playing from left to right. And Malaysia in the yellow, playing from right to left. It's Lions against Tigers. And at the moment, it's the Tigers that are the kings of the jungle. Here's Densikiai. Shamir trying to make an early inroad. But again, Shamir's in. Chance for Shamir. Dispossessed brilliantly in the area. Goodness gracious me, what a start that could have been for them.
Yeah, we've seen strong starts from Singapore in that first leg as well. And hopefully they can keep it up throughout the entire 90 minutes. That'd be great.
Hisham, Densikiai. Just the final pass at times has been lacking from them. Even that chance Shamir had right on full time in the first leg, it came as a result of a scramble. Not really. Beautiful build-up play.
Yeah, Singapore have had problems getting in behind the Malaysian backline, and let's hope they manage to do it a couple more times in this game.
Here's Al Sakra, the Rock, as he's also known as. Getting some stick on the Facebook comment section was the Rock. He's going to try and reply in the best way possible by getting Singapore right back into this. Is Fuad. Don't seem to be too many changes from Singapore here. The player manager has gone knitted. He's not been able to reconnect. That's a blow for them.
Yep, he's been replaced by Fuad, and it's going to be a big blow for Singapore, but they have to cope, and they have to find 3 goals from somewhere.
0-0 on the night in these early stages of the second leg, but crucially Malaysia 3-0 up on aggregate. Here's Ex-Bucky. We said Malaysia couldn't score first, and the moment they're pressing, that's good defence from Fahmy. Now some space down the left. This is what we need to see. Width from Singapore. Why are they bringing it inside? They're having no joy down the middle. Malaysia marshalling Shamir perfectly at the moment. Here's Densikiai. Lovely chip over the top. Oh, just over.
No!
Was that Al Sakra knitted? It was a beautiful effort, just over the bar.
I do believe it was Densikiai. Very unlucky. He made a wonderful run, got found perfectly, but the volley just sailed over the crossbar, unfortunately.
Ex-Bucky.
Promising stuff.
Promising stuff from Singapore, though. The clock is not their enemy just yet. If they can get even 1 goal before half-time, as you say, Malaysia might start questioning themselves. Here's Shamir. Fuad, they're definitely enjoying the better of it in this Second leg so far, and Fuad in the area, Rivox does well.
Oh, that was Fuad. I think Dane Sikiai isn't playing in this match, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
I don't see. Oh, I do.
I thought well,
so weird.
Fuad came in for Nasri, didn't he?
So,
maybe
Hisham has dropped to...
yeah, they've just changed positions,
Hisham
I
has
think.
dropped to CDM and Dane Sikiai is
Lovely
playing
play
Cam.
from Hisham. Dinsikiai, not the best ball through. Almedo's giving it up to Fuad. Fuad out wide. Here's Assassination. Weak shot is blocked easily by Rivox. Ex-Bucky with the sliding stud first challenge. You've got to be careful with those these days. Dinsikiai, space on the left for Fuad. Straight into medal, and you're showing your frustration next to me in the commentary box, Nitin.
Yeah, disappointed with the delivery. Fuad found himself in a good space, but Singapore have got to make these opportunities count and count soon, because the sooner they score, the sooner the nerves for the Malaysians will start to show.
Max Nevis down the right-hand side, F50, who's scored in this tournament before, didn't make the starting lineup for the first leg. Strangely, they've changed their two strikers, Nitin, Malaysia.
Nah, I think this Elrock and R50 are quality strikers. So
but if you strikers both score goals in the first leg, it's still for me strange. It's a criticism I was levelling at Singapore. It was one of the reasons I abandoned Singapore in this competition. And now Malaysia have employed it. Goodness gracious me, but in Rivox you have to trust. Peerless so far. Led Amigos to the One Play Pro Club Challenge and is now 65 virtual minutes away from leading Malaysia to the One Play Sports Nations Cup title and $1,000 US. Shamir at the moment only the consolation of the $125 Golden Boot prize. Here's Razaks.
I'm hearing rumours that Real Madrid have contacted Rivox to take over the first team as soon as Zidane leaves, so that'd be interesting.
Let's go Lions, says Shafiq Offez. Let's go Tigers, says Kidzia. It's the Tigers who are the king of the jungle so far. Dinsikiai, that's a lovely ball from Dinsikiai. 3 against 4. Ball comes through. Look at the strength being shown at the back by Shirogi. Another addition to the Malaysian team for this second leg.
Not just the strength, but the pace as well. Shirogi showing great pace to keep up, and not just keep up, but to catch Shami Aziz.
Hisham's having more influence in this second game, that's for sure. Hisham,
Oh,
Dinsikiai, great layoff, Assassination, back to Hisham. Oh, Max Nevis just doing enough, but Hisham, lovely skills. Hisham deflected corner.
It's looking promising here for Singapore. They are finding a way down the sides, which is fantastic to see, and hopefully they get a goal before half-time.
Corner comes in, very nearly. Shamir got on the end of it. Izul just got there in time.
Yeah, good gather there by Izul. Was comfortable for him in the end, but it looked like a threatening opportunity for Singapore at the start.
Poor old Nitin, his energy levels are through the floor. Come on, buddy, you can believe. If you believe, things can happen.
If you believe, you can achieve.
Here is Razaks. Having said that, this could be the game.
Oh, the Batman.
Derek Lim with the save. Going back to the 3 goals, Derek Lim conceded one of the best goal goals we've seen in this Pro Club rotation. Can't really put too much blame at the foot of his door for those, can you?
Yeah. And, just look at the start Singapore have made here in this second leg, 6 shots to 1. It shows good attacking intent, but they haven't quite managed to beat Izul just yet.
Yeah, they need, I think, to make the breakthrough before half-time. 3 goals in the second half is going to be a big ask. I'd like for you to keep an eye on the energy levels as well, Nitin, in the closing stages of this game. Here is a chance for Rivox. We've seen very little of Malaysia offensively. What a ball through, though. Flair Demon misses in the tackle. Afifthi and Al Sakra bails out Flair Demon, who made an air tackle there, Nitin.
Yep, it was a poor challenge there by R50, but I believe that 2 balls from Rivox. What a ball that was to find R50. Split the Singapore defence right open, and we need a bit of that from Singapore, actually.
Here's the ideal boxer, Lily Fee. Somebody put the eggs back in the cupboard. We won't be needing them tonight. Singapore have let you down here, folks. And Malaysia, let's give Malaysia credit in all seriousness. They've got the game plan spot on in the first leg. Here's Shamir. Oh, Dinsikiai! Momentarily goal side deflected and into the hands of Izul.
Again, Singapore getting into very promising situations, but again, the final ball has been disappointing. But it's positive signs in this first half. I'm trying to...
You're trying to stay positive, but struggling.
I'm trying here.
Rivox, Malaysia. Look at that from Rivox. What a man. Is there a better pro club player in the whole of Asia than Rivox? If there is, I'm yet to see him. Max Nevis. Down the right-hand side, Flair Demon atoning for that earlier mistake, brings it away. We're into time added on at the end of the first half, and it's mission accomplished for Malaysia. They're 45 virtual minutes away from being crowned the One Play Sports Nations Cup champions and getting the $1,000 winner's cheque. Dinsikiai, can Singapore score right at the end? They can't. They've just not been good enough in the final third, and that will, I think, take us towards half-time, or is there a free kick? No, it's half-time. So half-time at the Sports Hub. It's Singapore 0, Malaysia 0. Nitin, any way back now?
Yes, there is a way back, but it's a very unlikely way back. Singapore are getting in behind the Malaysians. Singapore are using the width well, but the final ball has still been the problem here today. And if I'm being honest, I know for all of Singapore's attacking threat in that game, I don't think Izul was very much troubled in that half. So.
I mean, look at that, 6 shots on goal, only 2 on target. I mean, we said, didn't we? I think it was 6 shots on goal Malaysia had in the first half, but the difference being
they scored
3 times. I mean, that's the problem. The shot accuracy not good enough, and Malaysia still look dangerous on the break. That's the key. And look at the number of tackles made by Singapore. They have been busy. They've been working hard. Give them credit. They've not let their heads drop, but they just haven't had the quality in the final third. And you have to say, bearing in mind what he did to lesser teams on the route to the final, Shamir has been disappointing. And I wonder whether we got too carried away with him after a hatful of goals he scored against the Philippines, the weakest team in the whole competition.
No, I do believe he's got 4 goals, so 9 minus 4 is 5. So 5 goals against decent level oppositions.
Good maths, Nitin.
Yeah, so, I don't think we've been harsh on, I don't think we've been overdoing it on Shami. He's a very good striker, he just hasn't got the service today.
Second half underway, Malaysia 3-0 up and aggregate, yellow left to right. Singapore red right to left. As Malaysia look to get the goal that would definitely put this tie to bed. While Singapore still only need to get 3, there is some semblance of hope as El Rock gets a touch and Fahmy gets it clear. But he's been in these situations, Nitin, albeit not on a grander stage as this. Did the Pro Club boys start to let their heads drop when they believe it's a mission impossible?
Yeah, definitely. If I was in the Singapore team right now, I'd still be positive, but the second it crosses like the 70th minute when you've got 20 minutes to try and score 3 goals, those situations are almost impossible to recover from. So Singapore do have about 20 minutes of virtual time to try and get that 1 goal, to try and get the nerves back on the Malaysian side and hopefully score 2 more.
Start to the second half has not been bright for Singapore as the first half was. It's, if anything, Malaysia dominating possession.
Oh, Batman!
What a save from Derek Lim. Keeps Singapore in it just.
What a save. What a turn by El Rock as well. Got his shot away so quickly there. He's a very dangerous striker, is this El Rock.
Shout-outs to Wan Mata, shout-outs to Saimir Lim. Mop Tong's son is with us.
Derek Lim there, getting in all sorts of trouble.
Dominic Sia, as Derek Lim survives the scare. Shout-out Dominic Sia, he's been with us all the way through the tournament. Ironman is giving it the ole, ole, ole. He's on Facebook, Nitin. You can't be loving that.
No, it's fine, man. If Malaysia deserve to win, it's okay.
Jeremy Lee Junhui is with us. Darryl Ezrin is there. Hakim Faisal. Jasper Tan, our good old friend. So many of you joining us. Many thanks for being with us on One Play Sports tonight. Here's our 50. Goes for the spectacular. And it was only just over. That would have been one of the goals of the tournament to cap Malaysia's victory.
Yeah, that was a fantastic piece of skill. His first touch was amazing. He set up the shot immediately and got the finish shot away, but just a bit too much power sailed over the crossbar. Oh, I can see our team there writing the checks down. I think they're very... do they have Malaysia's name on it? Hey, guys, stop it.
That's the equivalent of when they start engraving the name's winner on a trophy.
Yeah, man.
And I suppose at least it's a removable marker on the check, so they're only making a calculated gamble. But in all seriousness, and I know you're going to be too nice as you always are, but Singapore have been disappointing here. Credit to Malaysia, but Singapore haven't got their game plan right. And they finally come unstuck here. They're not going to score 3 goals in 30 minutes. It can't be done.
I don't think they will, but, I will give the Singapore team credit for trying.
Razhaks.
They have tried.
Razhaks, ex-Bucky. Through to ex-Bucky, pulls it back. That's the ball game. FED puts Malaysia in front on the line now, 4-0 in aggregate, and Singapore have been humiliated here on One Play Sports. Malaysia are going to be the champions, and it's all very well saying Singapore tried their best. Do you think that's what Jose Mourinho says to his Chelsea and Real Madrid teams when they come in and get beaten it in? And his Tottenham teams, in fact, to your beloved Tottenham. If Tottenham gets spanked away from home and they come in, do you think Jose says, oh, you tried your best?
I really appreciate if you stop shouting in my ear. My country is losing 4-0 at this point. I don't need the aggravation.
Fuad. Oh, there's a chance and another great save from Izul.
No, joking.
Corner ball. Comes in. Oh, my God. There's a chance. Singapore could play till next year's Harry Ryer and not score a goal the way this is going.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? It's been a very disappointing day for Singapore in general. They started the second half, second leg very brightly, but...
Al Sakra, there's some space to operate. Fuad back to Al Sakra. Nice pass, deflected.
Wow, even then Max Nevis gets the block. The Malaysians have been superb at the back. 5 corners to 1. Singapore have had the better of the attacking play, but they're losing 1-0. That's all that matters.
There's Afifdi with the flick on to El Rock. El Rock to Razi. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Look at that from Razi. An ex-Bucky. Well, that's good defending at the end from Flair Demon. Oh, that's going to be a card.
Hey, red card.
Ex-Becky. That could be red, by the way. The linesman's flagging. The referee will play on and wait for the break in play. Dinsiki through to the keeper. There's got to be a card shown surely here. I think it's only going to be yellow, but ex-Bucky taking a real liberty. And no need for it as well when you're 4-0 up an aggregate with 20 minutes to play.
Yeah, that was a dangerous tackle from ex-Bucky.
Malaysia, just to be safe, don't want this ball to go out of play so the referee doesn't go back for that card. Here's Razak, so R50, they're in again here. El Rock through, and Adil Boxer just does enough, and now we'll see if the card's going to be shown in back play. Has to be a card, surely. No, nothing doing. Oh yes, ex-Bucky yellow. Confirmed. Not that it matters much for Malaysia. Ex-Bucky's about to take his share of the $1,000.
Ah, great play by Rybox.
Rybox, what a player. He's already won $800 for winning the Pro Club. He was the player of the tournament and judged by Nitin as well, and now he's going to complete the illustrious One Play Sports Pro Club Challenge C Nations Cup double, which has never been completed before in the history of One Play Sports, Nitin.
It is a historic day, it is a historic moment, and Rybox has been a historic player in this tournament.
Oh, Dinsiki to Shamir. Shamir's heavy touch let him down, and KSI gets it away, and ex-Bucky on the yellow. They want to go for another one here to try and put salt in the wounds of the Singaporeans.
Yeah, nice to see Singapore still trying to plug away, try and get that one goal, a consolation goal at this point.
Crossed in, headed away by KSI. Hisham, assassination. Max Nevis does well. Calm and composed, gets it to Afidi. Afidi tries to acutely chip it through the middle. Flair Demon there, what on earth was happening there? Hisham comes away with it. You're right though, Singapore, to their credit, we've seen some teams when the cause is lost in both the C Nations Cup and the Pro Club Challenge throw the towel in. That's not the case of Singapore. They've battled their hearts out to the end. It's just not good enough on the night.
Yep, and I have to say that the Malaysians have been better today. I think they may be the better team overall as well, and full credit to them. 4-0 on aggregate. No doubts in my mind who the better team was today, and especially a shout out to Rybox, who's got his tactics spot on once again in another final. Just a day after his previous final.
Incredible
what
weekend for Rybox. I don't know where he's going to spend all the money. The oversized novelty checks. I think the ink is safe now. That's penned in Malaysia for the first prize. Singapore, of course, will get $500 for finishing as runners-up.
Was it
$750, I should
right?
say.
Yeah,
Trying to do Singapore
money,
at $250. It was $500 to the third place team. That was won earlier by Thailand. And it comes.
Oh, Malaysia dangerous on these counters. El Rock and
R50. Can he let El Rock get on the scoring? But that was some challenge.
Very good defending.
And then CKI gets it away. And again, at least Singapore are fighting to the last, but they're in trouble now. It's 3-on-3. Here's El Rock to R50. And they struggle to get it clear. Eventually, Adil Boxer blasted away, and there's a free kick they come back for here. And it's a free kick to Singapore.
As the match closes, enters its final closing moments. Singapore still trying to score a goal, which is fantastic to see. They haven't let the result kind of, kill their spirits. They're still giving it their all.
Here's El Rock. Malaysia, all through the night, it looks like they've been playing with 11 against Singapore.
Oh, what a ball.
And that was a great ball that Flair Demon got on the end of. Well, it's all over for Singapore. Malaysia are the inaugural One Play Sports C Nations.
Well done, Malaysia.
And you have to say, on balance, there was nothing fluky about it.
Nothing.
The 4-0 aggregate victory didn't flatter them. You can say Singapore will rue the chances they missed, but ultimately Izzle, despite making a good save, never looked like he was going to concede the goals in the second leg that Singapore needed at the Sports Hub to go through and claim the victory. Nitin Nambiar will talk you through the match highlights in just a couple of moments' time. And the match highlights, unfortunately, will be exclamated by the goal scored by Afifdi to put the name firmly on the trophy of Malaysia.
It's a fully deserved win for Malaysia. 4-0 on aggregate, the better side throughout. Singapore did have their moments in this first game, in this second leg, but this was Fuad's effort, sailing just over the post. Had Singapore got that early goal, that could have changed things. This was Hisham as well. Singapore applying plenty of pressure in that opening few minutes, but just couldn't find a way past that Malaysian defense. This was Afif's DA effort. Eventually, the goal scorer, he tried to curl this in from range. Just got a bit too much power on that finish shot. And I believe this was the goal. Yep, Afif D in space, found perfectly, saw the open space in the goal, blasted into the roof of the net. 1-0 to Malaysia, 4-0 on aggregate. I know he bases his play off Mohamed Salah, and that's a finish Salah would have been proud of.
So there you have it. Not the competitive 4-3 or 3-2 thriller that Nitin and Ayman predicted and what we were really hoping for. But you have to just step back and admire the teamwork of Malaysia, the tactics of Rivox, who for the second time in 24 hours has got things spot on here live on One Play Sports. Took the One Play Pro Club Challenge for the Amigos of Malaysia and now takes the one they all wanted to win, the One Play Sports C Nations Cup for Malaysia. You have to say Singapore will be disappointed, but they did well to reach the final. And we've had a lot of fun and games teasing each other throughout the whole competition. It's delightful that we've actually brought the curtain down in good spirit. Put the eggs away.
I'm going to put the eggs away. I'm going to put the eggs away.
Don't need them. This beautiful face doesn't need
guys.
eggs.
We were so close.
So close, you just got thumped 4-0. You couldn't have been any further away.
We got to the final.
Never turn your back to camera. First rule of show business.
How can I walk back like that? The egg drop out.
So that's it. I think we've got the graphic now to summarise all the winners before we cross live to Ayman and KL. Let's have a look at the confirmation of who's won what. There you see Malaysia beating Singapore 4-0 in the final. Earlier tonight, Thailand coming out 3-2 winners to win the $500 for third place in the third place playoff. We've already given out the golden gloves to Zihaz, and Shamir Aziz of Singapore wins the golden boot, with Malaysia crowned champions, Singapore runners-up and Thailand in third. Before we present the novelty checks, let's check in back with Ayman Rosh Wizam over there in Kuala Lumpur. And there you have it. Look, he's got... And that's what you call landscape, bro. That's what you call landscape.
I know. I've been telling everyone that's landscape. I know.
Listen, I've not got a dog at this fight, Ayman. I just speak in facts. And the facts were Malaysia would be too good. They were too good. I'll leave you and Nitin to just have a nice little closing discussion to bring the curtain down. My two brilliant pro club experts, Ayman in KL, Nitin in Singapore. Take it away, lads. What would you like to say? You know, offer congratulations to Ayman.
Nah, you know, pre-match, Ayman, I said that Singapore was better than Malaysia. I was hoping that to be true in my heart of hearts. I just want to say congratulations to Malaysia. You guys were dominant throughout that game, over the 180 minutes. No doubt you are the deserving winners. And shout out to Rivox, 2 trophies in 2 days. You are the man, my friend.
Yeah, I believe that they have been absolutely fantastic. But Singaporean teams have been fantastic as well. I'm sorry about 2 finals and 2 runners-up is a huge feat as well. So huge ups to Singapore as well. I love the Singaporean pro clubs, and I would love to see them bloom further in the future. But for now, let's celebrate the best in the world. Malaysia's best in the world!
You like Leonardo DiCaprio there in Titanic. We're kings of the world. Ayman will say goodbye. You got something to say?
No worries.
Okay, you've had enough. You don't want any more from him.
done.
Ayman, many thanks, bro. You've been sensational. I'm sure we'll see more of you in our FIFA Pro Club tournaments to come. Ayman Rosh Wizam, our man in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So we're nearly... Listen, I know you're all going on about the eggs on the Facebook page. Don't give me this hashtag egg pat nonsense. It ain't happening, folks. You've lost your opportunity. Let's now present the official oversized novelty check, starting with, this has to be the golden
scorer,
boot, doesn't it? Yes. Shamir Aziz of Singapore. At least Singapore did win something. 9 goals for Shamir Aziz. He will take that.
Shamir, well done, my friend.
$125. Lovely stuff, Shamir. Great to have you as part of our team during this One Play Sports FIFA Pro Club. Second to be awarded is the runners-up check. Listen, Singapore not to be sniffed at. $750 coming the way of Singapore, thanks to our glamorous assistant Sharul for helping us with the checks tonight. There you have it. Look at that, boys. 750 Singapore. So there's something to you can console yourself with. You can
okay,
enjoy
boys.
Spending that money. But the big bucks, the big cojones, the $1,000 goes to the Malaysian national team, and another check winging its way to their manager, who is Rivox. Malaysia are the inaugural One Play Sports C Nations Cup champions.
Champione.
I thought you were Singaporean.
My dad's half Malaysian.
Oh, here we go.
Hey,
You disgust me. You disgust me. All of a sudden, he's talking about his Malaysian roots.
I'm just joking, lah.
It's been a very busy night. There are thousands of you commenting on the Facebook page. It's delightful to have you with us all today. And listen, just to prove I'm a good sport, and listen, ultimately, I consider myself an adopted Singaporean. I work with Singaporeans. I live in Singapore. I love Singaporeans. And seeing as you've all been humiliated tonight, I'm going to humiliate myself now from all the team here. Sam, Vic, Sharul, Anthony, Nitin, and if I've forgot anyone, I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
And of course, a big thanks to our friends at VPG Virtual Pro Gaming. Our 10-week journey is over. Congratulations to the Amigos. Congratulations to Malaysia. And just like Singapore, I'm going to end up the night looking very sexy.
Champione, champione, ole, ole, ole.
Good night, everybody.